Chapter 37-27. If it's that person, of course we'll admit defeat. But that person should be cultivating in seclusion in the sacred city now. He probably won't come out for more than 10 years. Kid, which family are you from? What right do you have to stand beside White Fairy? A person walked out and questioned coldly. It was a young man in a silver shirt. He looked extraordinary. There were silver flames dancing in his eyes, and he had a powerful aura. This person was also from the Silver Palace, but he wasn't from White Jade Hall. He was from White Horse Hall. These were two halls and there was competition between them. This silver-armored young man had been pursuing White Fairy for a long time, so he was naturally unhappy when he saw Lin Xian. And now it seemed that he could use this opportunity to suppress White Jade Hall's arrogance. Xiao West Wind, don't go too far. White Snake shouted coldly. She felt that these people were too much. To be honest, she didn't know Lin Xian's true identity because Hall Master Kuan didn't tell her in detail. He only said that he was an important guest and asked her to treat him well. At this moment Lin Xian said, "You're right. I'm indeed Lin Wudi." Everyone was stunned. Then they burst into laughter with mockery in their eyes. "Kid, who are you trying to fool? You're Lin Wudi. I'm Zhang Wudi. I'm Zhao Wudi. Do you think anyone can call me Zhao Wudi? If you're Lin Wudi, I'll eat this table." White Snake was also stunned. She didn't expect Lin Xian to say that. Of course, she didn't believe that the person in front of her was Lin Wudi. She thought that Lin Xian would make up a name to scare him. Xiao West Wind looked at Lin Xian with a smile. "Are you Lin Wudi? Do you dare to spar with me?" "Don't worry, it's just a spar. I won't take your life." There was jealousy in his eyes. Lin Xian shook his head. "No." Everyone laughed even louder. "You don't dare?" Xiao West Wind snorted. Lin Xian said, "It's not that I don't dare, it's that you don't have the right to fight me." As soon as these words came out, the surroundings instantly fell silent. Everyone widened their eyes in disbelief. Not qualified? The person in front of him dared to say that West Wind was not qualified? He really didn't know what death was. This was the cultivation of a middle-stage fourth heavenly layer. His divine abilities were even more powerful. He could even withstand the attacks of a late-stage fourth heavenly layer expert. The other party, an early third heaven, dared to say that West Wind was not qualified to laugh at him? If this wasn't courting death, then what was? For a moment, everyone looked at Lin Xian with strange expressions. Even White Snake, who was beside him, was stunned. He didn't know how to deal with the situation. Xiao West Wind's expression darkened as well. His eyes were filled with killing intent. How dare this guy look down on him? Is he courting death? In the distance, those people also looked over one after another, moreover asking what happened. Why was it so lively? Someone recklessly provoked West Wind. Who was that person? Was it another genius? What kind of genius was this? He was just an early-stage third heavenly layer cultivator. How reckless! Everyone was surprised. Some quickly spread the news, while others ran over to watch the show. In the depths of the mansion, there were several majestic palaces. They were surrounded by multicolored light, and the great Tao pervaded the air. In one of the palaces, a man wearing a water-blue robe sat. His hair was blue and abnormally soft. His eyes were incomparably bright. Although the aura on his body was not strong, no one dared to underestimate him. There were many people around him. Some of them were ferocious horned demonic beasts, and some were humans. These people were all toasting the man in the aqua-blue robe. What was so lively outside? The water-blue robed man. He took a glance outside. He asked indifferently, "Quickly go and find out." A human man quickly said. Soon someone outside reported. Reporting to the young master, "Someone is jealous of White Fairy." "Who is White Fairy?" the water-blue robed man asked again. The human youth smiled. "This White Fairy. She was a genius of the White Jade Hall. She was originally a white-scaled snake. After transforming into a human form, she was incomparably beautiful. She attracted the pursuit of countless geniuses. The one who spoke was a genius of the Fiend Palace called Yu. Oh, the white spirit snake? Those demonic beasts were shocked. The water-blue robed man's eyes also lit up. Was that so? She was actually a heaven and earth variant? It really was unexpected. Hearing this, Yu Ye's eyes also lit up. He said with a smile, "Brother Shuiwe, if you like her, I'll invite her over." As he spoke, he said to his subordinates, "Go and invite White Fairy over." Wait a minute. The water-blue-robed man raised his hand. "Brother Shuiwe, what other matters do you have?" Yu was shocked, revealing a puzzled expression. "Let me send someone to invite her. Everyone here is a heaven and earth variant beast, and this time, I am representing the Fiend Palace. I can't fall behind the etiquette of our Fiend Palace." I didn't think it through." Yu slapped his head and said with a smile, "All right, then I'll accompany you." Although he was a genius of the Fiend Palace, the water-blue-robed man opposite him was even more extraordinary. The other party was a genius of the Fiend Palace. Even he wanted to make friends with the other party. "Cloud Leopard, you go," Shuiwe said. At his side, a man walked out. This person had short hair, a tall and slender figure. There were some black patterns on his face. Yu also stood up. He said with a smile, "Brother Cloud Leopard, please." The two walked out of the great hall, walking towards the front of the underworld. At this moment, in the area ahead, quite a few people surrounded them, whispering to each other. This was that reckless fella? He really didn't know the difference between life and death. That's right, he even dared to impersonate Lin Wudi. He really was tired of living. Xiao Westwind's face was cold. "Brat, do you dare exchange pointers with me?" Right now, he really wanted to make a move, eliminate the other party. Even if he couldn't kill the other party, he still wanted to fiercely trample the other party beneath his feet. No one dared to provoke him. Lin Xian didn't want to fight from start to finish, looking down on him. This made Xiao Westwind so angry he wanted to vomit blood. In the end, Xiao Westwind walked out forcefully. From the looks of it, even if Lin Xian didn't agree, he was still going to forcefully make a move. "Brat, let's go to that place and have a chat." A powerful holy might appeared from his body. Countless laws pervaded the air above, as if he wanted to forcefully bring Lin Xian away. In truth, if this was outside, Xiao Westwind would have already made a move. A third heaven ant was someone he could easily kill. But this time was different. This was a small-scale gathering, organized by the cooperation of various great powers. If he rashly made a move here, it would be not giving face to those great powers. He didn't dare to bear the consequences. But if it was a spar, then it was different. That was why he wanted to spar with the other party. Only the other party didn't agree. Now he couldn't bear it anymore. Since he couldn't make a move here, then he would first seal the other party, bring him out, and then make a move. Chapter 37:28. It's over. That brat is going to be unlucky. Right from the looks of it, Xiao Westwind is going to make a move. Humph, serves him right. Who told that brat to be so arrogant? Some people sneered, some worried. White Snake was incomparably worried. That was why she stood in front of Lin Xian, staring at Xiao Westwind. "Don't go too far. White Snake, move aside. No matter what, we are all people from Silver Palace. I don't want to attack you. However, I have to teach this brat a lesson." Xiao Westwind's voice was ice cold. White Snake was actually standing up for the other party. It really angered him to death. Lin Xian also patted White Snake's shoulder. "White Fairy, there's no need, just move aside. This brat isn't my match at all." When these words were spoken, Xiao Westwind was so angry he vomited blood. The surrounding people also felt their scalps go numb. Heavens, does this brat have any common sense? Could it be that he really isn't afraid of death? He even dares to provoke us now? Lin Xian sighed. "I'm speaking the truth. Why doesn't anyone believe me?" Even White Fairy felt that Lin Xian's words were a bit excessive. She wanted to remind Lin Xian to be more low profile, because this Xiao Westwind wasn't simple. However, before she spoke, there was a commotion in the distance. The crowd scattered. At the same time, cries of alarm sounded. It seemed like a few more great figures were going to make an appearance. Quite a few people were shocked. At the same time, a voice sounded. "Those in front, get lost, don't make a move." The surrounding people were shocked. Could it be that someone was going to stand up for Lin Xian? Xiao Westwind was furious. "Who dares stop him? I want to see who dares stop me." The crowd scattered. Finally, someone walked over. It was a black-clothed male, his face cold. When they saw this person, quite a few people cried out in alarm. Fiend Palace's Yu. Heavens, he actually came. Could it be that this brat also had some relationship with Fiend Palace? Xiao Westwind was also stunned. Yu, are you going to stop me? Even though this Yu was a heavenly talent, he still had confidence in being able to fight. Yu walked over, sneering. Xiao Westwind, it's not that I want to stop you, but that someone wants to see White Fairy. I advise you to hurry and back, don't make a mistake. The crowd was in an uproar. Xiao Westwind was also angry. Yu's strength was about the same as his, and their statuses were about the same as well. The other party actually dared to use this type of condescending and threatening attitude. This made him very unhappy. He did not step aside. Instead, he took a step forward and snorted coldly. I want to see who is so arrogant. It's me. Do you have a problem with that? Another voice came from behind. A person walked out. It was a tall and slender man. He had short hair and black spots on his face. As soon as he appeared, he brought with him a powerful aura. Many people narrowed their eyes. People from the Demon City. Yu grinned. Do you still dare to stop me now? Xiao Shifeng broke out in a cold sweat. His body was trembling. Damn it, the Demon Palace's people dared to trick him. He didn't expect that the people behind them were from the Myriad Demon City. Furthermore, it was a clouded leopard. He also knew this person. He was at the late stage of the 4th celestial layer, and was much stronger than him. He was no match for the other party at all. If the two of them were to fight, he wouldn't even be able to block 10 moves. So it's Brother Cloud Leopard. I didn't know, please forgive me. Xiao Shifeng lowered his head, showing a very respectful appearance. The surrounding martial artists also felt their scalps go numb. This Cloud Leopard was really a terrifying expert. White Snake was also stunned. Why did someone from the Myriad Demon City want to see him? Moreover, it was with someone from the Demon Palace. Was there a conspiracy in this? For a moment, she thought of many things. But Lin Xian narrowed his eyes and said with a cold smile, "You're not much either. Didn't you say that you wanted to spar? Why don't you dare to spar with others now?" Lin Xian looked at Xiao Shifeng, his eyes full of disdain. "You're courting death." Xiao Shifeng raised his head, his eyes overflowing with anger. However, he did not immediately attack. Instead, he gritted his teeth. "Brat, I'll let you jump around for a while first. After this matter is over, I'll deal with you." Yu also glanced at Lin Xian, revealing a hint of surprise. Who was this person? He did not know him. Cloud Leopard at the side was completely ignored. A third firmament ant, he did not put him in his eyes at all. He stared at White Snake and said in a deep voice, "White Fairy, come with me. My big brother wants to see you." Cloud Leopard's big brother. Heavens, how terrifying would that be? It seemed that this White Fairy was going to soar. Everyone was incomparably shocked. Some female martial artists were very envious, wishing that they could immediately transform into White Snake and follow him. Xiao Zifeng's pupils also constricted. Damn it, the woman he liked was going to be snatched away by someone else. Moreover, it was an existence even stronger than him. He was unwilling to accept this. His eyes were red, but he lowered his head deeply, not daring to release killing intent in the slightest. Compared to these experts from the Myriad Demon City, Xiao Shifeng was nothing. If he dared to release killing intent, the other party would mercilessly kill him. White Snake was also stunned. She had no interaction with the Myriad Demon City, although this time, many holy cities descended, and various factions made friends with them. Their Silver Palace was the same. However, they did not seem to have made friends with the Myriad Demon City. So why did the other party come to find him at this time? Moreover, Yu was standing at the side. One had to know that Fiend Palace and Silver Palace had always been at odds. Could Yu have set up some trap, waiting for her to jump in? Seeing White Snake in a daze, Cloud Leopard frowned. Yu at the side also said with a smile, "Why is White Fairy in a daze? Could it be that you don't want to give us face?" Damn it! White Snake's expression changed. She did not want to fall out with the Holy City's people. So she said, "I came with a companion this time, so it's not too convenient. How about next time? I'll pay a visit to the Holy City's geniuses." White Snake's words were very beautiful. tactfully declining while also giving the other party face. Yu was stunned. White Snake came with someone. With whom? He looked towards Lin Xian. Many people also looked towards Lin Xian. This was White Snake's companion? A third celestial layer? Since when did the White Snake get together with an ant like him? Cloud Leopard also looked towards Lin Xian. He is your companion. If he dies, you won't have anything to worry about. Speaking up to here, as expected, he attacked. A gigantic claw blanketed the entire world as it swiped out at the void ahead, shattering the entire void. This attack was extremely sudden, to the extent that everyone was stunned. When they reacted, they saw the space in front of them completely shatter, turning into chaos. What are you doing? White Snake screamed. Everyone else was also stunned. Cloud Leopard retracted his hand, calmly saying, "Your companion is already dead. Now you don't have anything to worry about. Come with me." Heavens, this was too domineering, right? Everyone went crazy. Just because of a sentence from White Snake, this myriad Demon City expert decisively attacked. Truly domineering. Chapter 37-29. Yu was also stunned, but soon he smiled. A third heaven ant was not worth his concern. It was better to think about how to establish a good relationship with Thousand Fiend City. Xiao Westwind was also shocked. Although Lin Xian died, he did not feel any joy. Instead, he was alarmed. Thousand Fiend City's strength and terror completely exceeded his expectations. One had to know that he was also a genius with a noble status, but he did not dare to make a move here. But the other party did not say anything, directly attacking as if he did not have any misgivings. Thinking of this, cold sweat flowed down his body. Fortunately, he did not release killing intent before, or the other party would definitely have attacked him mercilessly. Did you kill him? White Snake's mind was a bit blank. She simply did not dare believe it. This young Master Lin was personally handed to her by their hall master. He was an important guest of their White Jade Hall. Now that he was dead, how was she going to explain it when she returned? If an ant died, then so be it. There was nothing to make a fuss about. Fairy White, you should come with me. Cloud Leopard spoke again, carrying an unquestionable aura. It was as if it was not an invitation, but an order. Everyone was shocked, but they did not feel that there was anything wrong. This was the Holy City's genius, someone who could order them around. However, at this moment, an ice-cold voice sounded. Oh, is that so? I can ignore the death of an ant? Then, if you are an ant in my eyes, does that mean I can also kill you without any misgivings? When this voice sounded, everyone was in an uproar. They could feel a biting cold killing intent rushing towards Cloud Leopard. Someone wanted to kill Cloud Leopard? Who was it? Was it an expert from White Jade Hall? Or was it the person behind that kid? At this moment, everyone was stunned. There was an uproar. White Snake could not think of who wanted to make a move. Cloud Leopard snorted coldly. Who dares to make a move against me? Get out here, I'll send you to hell. His gaze looked around. In the next moment, he was stunned. The shattered void started to heal slowly. Not only that, but a figure also appeared in the shattered void. It's you didn't die. Cloud Leopard did not dare to believe it. The surrounding people even more so opened their eyes wide. That kid came back to life again. They saw a figure walk out of the void. It was Lin Xian. He didn't die? Heavens, he was not injured. What was going on? Such a violent strike. Xiao Westwind and the others felt their blood run cold. They didn't think that they could escape. How could a level 3 ant be unharmed? Lin. Young master. White Snake stuttered. She didn't know what was going on either. But Lin Xian didn't die. That was great. Impossible. How could he still be alive? Xiao Westwind's face was full of shock, as if he had seen a ghost. Even the distant Yu was stunned. His eyelids twitched slightly. After Lin Xian appeared, his expression was cold. He stared at the other party and asked, "Let me ask you, you are an ant in my eyes. Can I kill you as I please?" To be honest, he was indeed angry. He did not know this Cloud Leopard. It could be said that there was no relationship between them. However, the other party did not distinguish between right and wrong, and suddenly tried to kill him. If he was slightly weaker, he would have died just now. How could he not be angry? Ants were ants. The strong could kill them at will without any reason. Although I don't know how you managed to survive this time, you can go and die for real. Cloud Leopard took a step out, the aura on its body suddenly erupting. Its claws slapped over again, this time carrying incomparably sharp light. This was metal law, able to shatter everything. The strong didn't need any reason to kill ants. Very good, this is the reason why you died. Lin Xian also made his move. He raised his palm. Light flickered on it, turning into a golden sun, crushing forward. What? This brat wanted to make his move? When they saw Lin Xian make his move, the surrounding people were all stunned. Heavens, this brat was lucky to survive, but he didn't run, actually daring to make a move here. He really didn't know the difference between life and death. Just watch, he was undoubtedly going to die this time. Quite a few people shook their heads. They all knew how powerful Cloud Leopard was. How could a level 3 ant provoke it? It was like an egg striking a stone. Yu sneered. Xiao West Wind also snorted coldly. Reckless thing. Even I don't dare provoke it, let alone you. Lin Xian made his move. Xiao West Wind was stunned, even driving him mad. One had to know that he didn't dare to make a move, but the other party dared to. What did the other party have? That was why right now, he really wanted to tear the other party into pieces. Only then could he hide his cowardice. Boom boom boom. The claws carrying metal law collided with the palm of terrifying light, causing heaven and earth to split. In the next moment, a miserable cry rang out, the sound of bones breaking. That golden palm was like a peerless sun, releasing light, directly shattering the other party's claws. With a roar, Cloud Leopard roared towards the sky, instantly enraged, eyes completely red, releasing terrifying light. You dare injure me? He was completely driven mad. Being bitten by an ant, this was simply a great humiliation. Cloud Leopard was injured. How was this possible? The surrounding people were so scared that their eyeballs fell to the ground. This was too inconceivable. Xiao West Wind's malevolent expression froze, so frightened that his hair stood on end. Even Yu and White Snake's expressions were sluggish. This situation was completely out of their expectations. Lin Xian sneered, attacking forcefully. The other party was a late-stage fourth heaven saint. Yet he wanted to attack him. What kind of joke was this? He was disdainful before, but according to the other party's logic, if an ant died, then so be it, there was nothing to feel pity about. Then, he would fulfill the other party's wish. Another palm struck out, the golden palm like a resplendent sun, the strands of golden light like sharp swords, piercing into Cloud Leopard's body. This caused Cloud Leopard to continuously retreat, blood flowing out. Ah! A miserable cry rang out, everyone was stunned. Cloud Leopard's entire body trembled. With a roar, he turned into a close to 100-meter-long demonic beast, charging over. He was a leopard to begin with. Moreover, he was a mutant of heaven and earth. Now that he was injured, he disregarded everything and used a peerless attack. Die for me. His body was like a mountain, charging over. Lin Xian clenched his hand into a fist, smashing it down. With a boom, the other party's head was smashed into mush. The other party's enormous body also smashed fiercely into the ground, the earth splitting apart, the entire manor trembling slightly. Quite a few people were sent flying by this wave of power, coughing out large mouthfuls of blood. The stronger ones also continuously retreated. Roar. Even though Cloud Leopard's head was smashed, it wasn't a fatal injury for him. However, in the next moment he was alarmed. That golden palm directly grabbed his soul, pulling it out. Then, spheres of soul fire appeared, wrapping around his soul. No. Damn it, stop. This time he was truly alarmed. The other party could completely injure his soul. If his soul was destroyed, he wouldn't be able to live no matter how heaven-defying his methods were. Chapter 37:30. However, no matter how he roared, that soul flame continued to burn. In an instant his soul was burned to ashes. The miserable cries disappeared. All types of light also disappeared. There was only a giant leopard corpse lying on the ground. Saint blood flowed out, piercing through the earth. Terrifying craters appeared one after another. This was the blood of a saint, and a single drop was enough to kill all things. Those people frantically retreated, not daring to touch it at all. At the same time, they were incomparably shocked. Dead, the cloud leopard actually died. This was too inconceivable. That was a late-stage fourth heaven saint. How powerful was he? He was actually killed by a third heaven ant. This was simply a demon. Those who could come to this manor and participate in the gathering were all geniuses. Incomparably dazzling existences. But right now, their bodies were ice-cold, trembling. How was this possible? Xiao Westwind had a face of shock, as if he had seen a ghost. He was still looking down on the other party before, provoking him, wanting to exchange pointers with him. What a joke. He felt a wave of lingering fear. If the other party made a move, he would have long died. Thinking of this, his legs went soft, directly kneeling down, his face incomparably pale. White Snake's face was also full of shock. Originally, she was still worried for Lin Xian, but in the blink of an eye, Lin Xian actually killed a powerful expert. It really was too inconceivable. Her cherry mouth opened into an O shape. Yu Ye's expression changed greatly, turning around, wanting to escape. What a joke, would he be killed if he stayed here? However, Lin Xian instead said indifferently, "If you dare move, it'll destroy your body and soul." With a putong sound, his body that had just flown up directly fell to the ground. He turned his head, revealing an expression even uglier than crying. "This young master, it really has nothing to do with me, I was just passing by." Yu was about to cry. However, Lin Xian didn't pay him any attention, instead staring at the 100-meter leopard corpse. Thousand Fiend City's people wanted to kill him, not knowing the difference between life and death, so he would properly deal with them. Wang. Lin Xian took out a jade bottle, collecting all of the saint blood that flowed out, and then put it away. Then he took out a spear. The spear enlarged, becoming like a flood dragon, directly piercing through the cloud leopard's corpse, and then lifted it up. It was stuck in the ground. In the next moment, with a wave of his hand, boundless flames danced, and he began to roast the meat. Originally, he wanted to come to this small gathering to eat and drink, but no one had entertained him for so long. Forget it, he would do it himself. The surrounding people went crazy. What did they see? Not only did this brat kill the cloud leopard, he even wanted to eat its corpse? Oh Changtian. This was an earth-shattering event. This was the corpse of a saint. Moreover, it was a late fourth heavenly layer saint. Who would dare to eat it? But now there was actually someone who didn't care at all. Yu was the same. So scared that he knelt on the ground, shivering all over. This was simply a ruthless person. Originally, the Fiend Star had been known to be ruthless and fierce. But now, compared to the other side, they were like kind-hearted little sheep. The Nine Suns' divine flame pulsed. Although this was a late-stage fourth heaven saint with a strong killing intent, everything was completely refined by these divine flames. Soon the aroma of meat wafted out. Everyone was stunned for a moment before their eyes lit up. Many people swallowed their saliva in loneliness. It smells so good. Is this the flesh of a saint? Why does it feel so delicious? They were all drooling. However, they didn't dare to really eat it. If they did, would Thousand Fiend City forgive them? White Fairy, let's eat together. Lin Xian called out. White Snake was stunned. Her mind was a bit blank right now, as if she was a puppet. When she heard Lin Xian's words, she was given a fright and hurriedly shook her head. What a joke. She didn't dare to eat it. Forget it, I'll write the lyrics myself. Lin Xian directly tore off a piece of meat and took a bite. Pure energy surged out. Those natural laws all flew out, circling around like a meteor shower. It was exceptionally dazzling. Wow. What pure energy. Lin Xian's eyes lit up. To be honest, this really was his first time eating this. In the past, he had also eaten some powerful fiend kings, and he had also eaten the flesh of fiend saints. However, those were those who had just become fiend saints. This was a late fourth heavenly layer fiend saint. It couldn't be compared at all. The energy contained in this meat was really terrifying. When he took a bite, he felt the blood in his body rumble, as if it was about to boil. This guy really dared to eat it. The surrounding people all knelt down. He was simply an immortal. They kept worshipping him in their hearts. Lin Xian ate mouthful after mouthful. The aura on his body spread and he was shining brightly as if he was about to ascend. Seeing that everyone wanted to take a bite, they also wanted to take a few bites. In the depths of the mansion, those people were waiting inside the great hall. Gradually Shuiyu frowned. Why wasn't she back yet? The others were also discussing. Could it be that there was a problem? It shouldn't be. Who would dare to be disrespectful to them here? Suddenly, they felt the ground shaking. There was a terrifying aura in front of them. Many people were surprised that she had made a move. Someone laughed dryly. This white fairy was really hot-tempered. She must have made a move. It didn't matter. The people of Thousand Fiend City said that they wanted to teach Little White Snake a lesson and let her know that there was always someone better than her. They were very confident in Cloud Leopard. Sure enough, it didn't take long for the energy fluctuation to disappear. The people of Thousand Fiend City laughed loudly. It seemed that she had been subdued. That little white snake was definitely not as strong as Cloud Leopard. She must have been subdued. She would be back soon. They waited calmly. Shuiyu also had a leisurely expression. However, after waiting for a while, she didn't return. Instead, a fragrance drifted over. What was it that smelled so good? The eyes of many people from Thousand Fiend City lit up. They asked, "Did you have something good that you didn't give us?" The expressions of the human sages also changed. They hurriedly said, "How is that possible? We took out the best things to entertain you." Then what was with the fragrance? The people of Thousand Fiend City looked unfriendly. Shuiyu's expression also darkened. Why? Did they dare to underestimate them? The human warriors' expressions turned ugly. A few of them stood up and said, "I'll go and see what's going on." As soon as he walked out, the people outside ran over and knelt on the ground. Their faces were pale. Oh no! Why are they panicking? The human sages' expressions were gloomy. They were full of anger and wanted to find out where the fragrance came from. Now their subordinates were saying that something was wrong. Wasn't he purposely trying to anger them? "Tell us, what's going on?" they asked coldly. Those subordinates were scared out of their wits. Cloud Leopard had been roasted. Chapter 37-31. What? Those human sages were stunned, and their minds went blank. The people in the main hall were also stunned. Then they burst into an uproar. Could it be that the fragrance belonged to Cloud Leopard? Their faces were full of shock. Those people from the Demon City instantly exploded. Their auras erupted, and the entire main hall was almost overturned by them. Inside the main hall, the array formation filled the air, suppressing everything, but it seemed that it would not be able to suppress them. These people were like volcanoes, and their auras were too terrifying. Shuiya's eyes erupted with piercing killing intent. What's going on? Boss, let's go and take a look. Some people walked out. They have a good relationship with Cloud Leopard. Alright, let's go and see who dares to be so bold. Bring him here. I want to make him suffer in front of the whole world. Shuiya's voice was extremely cold. The surrounding human warriors also hurriedly apologized. Let's go together. Don't worry, young Master Shuiyu. We will definitely handle this matter well. These people quickly ran outside, turning into streaks of light with monstrous killing intent. Soon the entire mansion was alarmed. Oh no, the people from the Demon City are here. Let's go. These people fled into the distance as if they had gone mad. Of course, these people did not flee. Instead, they fled into the distance and watched silently. They knew that there would be an earth-shattering battle next. I wonder how the people from the Demon City are going to deal with this kid. In the distance, four streaks of light rushed over. 2 human sages and 2 sages from the Demon City. When they arrived, they were instantly stunned. The 2 human sages were dumbfounded. They could not believe that they had really been tested. As for the 2 demon sages from the Demon City, their eyes instantly turned red, and terrifying killing intent swept out. Damn it! How dare you! They saw Lin Xian sitting there, holding a roasted demon beast leg. There was oil on his mouth, and he was burping at the moment. He was even drinking while saying, "Oh, it's so delicious. I have to fight a few more powerful mutants in the future." Die. A demon sage roared crazily, erupting with a terrifying aura. One of his palms seemed to have turned into heaven and earth. and it fiercely blasted forward. This was a rhinoceros that had become a fourth celestial layer demonic beast. Its strength was no weaker than the cloud leopard from before. Moreover, the cloud leopard excelled in speed, while the rhinoceros excelled in strength. Once this power was unleashed, it was as if the heavens and earth were falling apart. It was too violent. The surrounding sages felt their scalps go numb. Lin Xian stood up. Get lost. He thrust out his palm, and a golden palm flew out like a sun. As the two collided, an unparalleled aura erupted. At this time, Lin Xian's other hand grabbed the huge clouded leopard's corpse and put it away. At the same time he said, "You can fight, but don't spoil my food. Otherwise I'll get mad at you." I'm so angry. The rhinoceros saint was so angry that smoke was coming out of his body. Beside him, another person also made a move. He was also a demon saint. The demon saint's true form was a demonic wolf that had cultivated into a demon. He pulled out a long green saber and descended from the sky. Heaven and earth were split into two halves in an instant. Clang. Lin Xian's fist smashed onto the treasured saber, emitting a sonorous sound that made everyone dizzy. Lin Xian retracted his palm. Do you two want to become barbecued meat too? Damn it. The demon wolf saint was also so angry that his body was trembling. The surrounding people were completely stunned. Tianya, this kid's strength was really too terrifying. Was he really just an early-stage third firmament saint? He was fighting against two fourth firmament demon saints, and was not at a disadvantage at all. Especially the other party's body, he could actually contend against the rhinoceros demon saint, and catch the treasured saber with his bare hands. This was simply inhuman. This couldn't be a human-shaped Tyrannosaurus, right? Many people muttered in a low voice. As for Yu Xiao Shifeng and the others, they were completely scared out of their wits. They quickly retreated to the back. At this moment, they were still kneeling on the ground, unable to stand up. White Snake was even more dumbfounded. Until now, her entire worldview had collapsed. Previously, she was very worried about Lin Xian's safety, but now she actually began to worry. Would these demon saints of Thousand Demon City be barbecued meat again? He sneered. Kid, who are you? You actually dare to cause trouble here? You even dare to kill my Thousand Demon City's esteemed guests. Do you know that you have committed a heinous crime? The two human saints could not watch any longer. They rushed out and shouted coldly. Their voices spread through the 9 heavens. Lin Xian snorted coldly. You're the bold one. You actually dare to sneak attack me. And your Thousand Demon City, you actually want to kill me without a word. How dare you? Who gave you the courage to attack me? Everyone was dumbfounded. Even the two sages were stunned. Heavens, they wanted to use their power to suppress others. Who would have thought that the other party would not fall for it at all, and instead berate them? What was the meaning of this? Heavens, you were the one who barbecued Thousand Demon City, okay? At the same time, they were also shocked. Who exactly was this person? He was terrifyingly strong, and his identity was not ordinary either. The two of them asked, Who are you? Which family are you from? Lin Xian stood there with his hands behind his back, looking unfathomable. The two of you are not qualified to know. He glanced at Thousand Demon City again. You two little demons, quickly go back and call your boss out. Tell him to hurry up and apologize to me. You dare to let your subordinates sneak attack me? You better think about what to compensate me to calm my anger. Otherwise, you will all become meat skewers today. What? Everyone's scalps went numb. This guy actually wanted the genius of Thousand Demon City to apologize and compensate? Heavens! They felt that the sky was collapsing. You're courting death. The rhinoceros saint and the demon wolf saint were instantly enraged. They could not tolerate it. Kill. The two of them emitted a biting cold killing intent in their eyes. At this moment, they did not hold back at all. The rhinoceros saint's body emitted light. His physique was really too strong. Every attack was earth-shattering. At this moment, he rushed over, wanting to fight Lin Xian in close combat. On the other side, the demon wolf saint waved his treasured saber, striking out one terrifying saber light after another, carrying with it the laws. Every saber was aimed at Lin Xian's vital points. Buzz. Countless sword chi rushed out of Lin Xian's body, colliding with the saber light. At the same time, he also rushed up. How dare you fight him in close combat? You're courting death. He waved his fists and exchanged blows with the other party. Thunderclaps sounded between heaven and earth. And then the rhinoceros saint retreated. With every step he took, his body cracked a little. Finally, with a loud bang, his body was torn into pieces. The demon wolf saint was not in a good state either. Those sword chi hit his treasured saber, causing his hand to go numb and his arm to split open. In the end, he was grazed by 2 sword chi, and 2 wounds appeared on his body. One of them almost split him in half. Damn, who is this person? He's too fierce. He fought against 2 great demon saints and was not at a disadvantage. Moreover, he injured them so easily. This guy is definitely an extremely terrifying genius. The surrounding people were extremely excited. Chapter 37-32. Lin Xian's strength exceeded everyone's expectations. Yu Shaoxifeng and the others almost fainted from fright. White Snake was incomparably excited, her delicate little face filled with shock. Too powerful. The current Lin Xian had already become her idol. This kind of strength was simply world-shocking, making ghosts and gods weep. Damn brat, just you wait. You dare to oppose our Thousand Fiend City, you'll undoubtedly die. Rhinoceros Saint and Demon Wolf Saint gnashed their teeth in anger. Their faces were also full of shock, even incomparably alarmed. The other party's strength exceeded their imagination. However, so what? How powerful was their Thousand Fiend City? It was a true holy city. Those who dared to oppose them all had to die. The 2 turned around, wanting to leave. They wanted to report to their big brother Watermoon that there was a terrifying powerhouse here, that they had to hurry and eliminate him. Want to leave? Lin Xian sneered. I already said, those who make a move against me have to pay the price. Cloud Leopard was the outcome. He opened his mouth, spitting out heaven-overflowing flames, forming a sea of fire, completely enveloping those 2. No. Damn it. The 2 were furious, carrying out a counterattack. The laws on Rhinoceros Saint's body surged. The blade light on Demon Wolf Saint's body continuously flickered, wanting to split apart these flames. However, this was 9-yang divine fire, and it even had the power of 5 elements laws. How could the other party possibly split it apart? In an instant, the 2 were burned until they screamed miserably. There was even the fragrance of barbecued meat wafting out. It can't be right? 2 more people became barbecued meat? Really ruthless. Many people were incomparably excited. They felt that Lin Xian was too powerful. He was really too powerful. Of course, there were also some people who sneered. Reckless. Although the other party was strong, how could he possibly contend against Thousand Fiend City? This kind of colossus? His outcome would definitely be incomparably miserable. Boss, save me. In the sea of fire, miserable cries came. At the same time, in the depths of the manor, a hall directly exploded. Violent figures rushed into the sky, tearing through the void, instantly arriving nearby. These people's expressions were abnormally cold. Among them, the one in the lead was precisely a man wearing a water blue robe. Water and fire collided, 2 types of power interweaving, 2 types of laws colliding. However, what surprised Watermoon was that he actually couldn't extinguish these flames. How was this possible? What kind of flame was this? His face sank as he waved his sleeves. 2 blue rays of light entered the sea of fire and pulled 2 figures out. The Rhinoceros Saint and the Demonic Wolf Saint were panting heavily. Their faces were extremely ugly, and their bodies were charred black. In fact, there were even some areas that had turned red, giving off a meaty aroma. Boss, kill him and avenge us. Yes, he roasted the Cloud Leopard and ate it. The 2 great sage people looked at the moon, and were about to cry. You 2 heal yourselves first. Shui, you will do it. The law of water's energy surged into their bodies to heal them. At the same time, he lowered his head to look at Lin Xian below, his eyes bursting with an ambiguous light. Around him, the people from the demon city held sabers and axes in their hands, and their demonic chi filled the sky. The entire world was completely enveloped, and the entire mansion was on the verge of collapse. If there was no way to defend, this place would have long become a bottomless abyss. The people below trembled when they felt the terrifying aura. Some of them were even forced to crawl on the ground. Even the saints had ugly expressions on their faces. Too strong. Was this the demon city? Previously, they thought that Lin Xian was brave, but now, could Lin Xian really fight against the demon city? Hand over the cloud leopard's body, kneel down and wait for our orders. Shui Yu's voice rang out, carrying an unquestionable order. Everyone in the mansion was alarmed, and they all gathered around. There were even other disciples of the holy city who were watching, and their faces were also full of surprise. When Lin Xian heard the other party's words, he sneered and did not answer. Instead, he questioned, "You're their big brother? You came at the right time. How dare you condone your younger brother's assault on me? How should you be punished? Hurry up and kneel down from the sky, kowtow and apologize to me, and I can consider sparing your worthless lives. Otherwise, I'll turn all of you into barbecued skewers." Everyone was stunned. This was really an arrogant and ruthless person. Now he still dared to be so arrogant? It seems that you don't know the strength of our holy city. Shui Yu's face darkened. No one had ever dared to provoke them like this. The demon city powerhouses beside him were even more furious. "Damn brat, who do you think you are? You dare to oppose us? Boss, let me go. I'll definitely tear him to pieces." The demonic aura on these great demons was too terrifying. The stars in the sky were swaying, as if they were going to fall. Yu Yu and Xiao Shifeng revealed sinister expressions. This time, this brat should be dead, right? White Snake's face became incomparably pale. It was over. They had probably stirred up a big mess. From the looks of it, no matter how powerful Lin Xian was, he couldn't stop them. Perhaps even their silver palace couldn't stop them. "Young Master Lin, hurry up and leave the demon planet. There's still a chance." White Snake quickly transmitted her voice. She felt that Lin Xian's only choice now was to escape. Lin Xian turned around, giving her a look that said there was no need to panic. Then he looked at Shui Yu. "I said that you guys didn't know the difference between life and death. Are you really courting death? Are you very powerful? What is your status in the demon city? How are you compared to the 100 Eyes demon sage?" Lin Xian asked indifferently. "Where is the 100 Eyes demon sage? Tell him to get over here. Look at him. He doesn't dare to be arrogant in front of me." The 100 Eyes demon sage. When some of the experts heard this name, they sucked in a breath of cold air. This was a super expert. He was an extremely terrifying genius in the demon city. His eye technique was too strange. No one could block it. This brat knew the 100 Eyes demon sage? And judging from his tone, he didn't seem to care about the 100 Eyes demon sage at all. Heavens, who is this person? They felt that he was becoming more and more mysterious. The people of the demon city were also stunned. Then they were even more furious. "Damn it! You dare to slander our senior brother 100 Eyes? You're courting death. How can you compare to our senior brother 100 Eyes?" These people were really crazy. Even Shui Yu's face darkened. Her eyes were filled with murderous intent. The blue sea appeared around him. Senior brother 100 Eyes wasn't here. Otherwise, he could kill you 100 times with just one look. You want to compare with our 100 Eyes demon sage? You're really courting death. The crowd whispered. The 100 Eyes demon sage was undeniably powerful. At this moment, someone spoke again. "What a stupid brat. You think you can be arrogant in front of us just because you have some strength. The power of the demon city is not something that an ant like you can imagine." "Who's shouting?" Lin Xian turned around and glanced at the person. The others were also confused. Who was it at this moment? In the next moment, their hearts beat wildly. It was someone from the Thunder God City. Heavens, it's another holy city. Chapter 37-33. From the looks of it, the people from Thunder God City were also protecting the glory of the holy city. The holy city was the most dazzling existence in the starry sky. No one dared to provoke it. Everyone now felt that Lin Xian was dead for sure. With another holy city appearing, it would be difficult for him to escape even if he had wings. "It's over." Despair appeared on White Snake's face. Xiao West Wind laughed sinisterly. This was great. He had to see this demon die. Yu also revealed a cold smile. Many people from the demon palace had already gathered beside him. These people originally wanted to make a move, but now it seemed like there was no need for them. Two great sage cities could definitely make the other party die without a burial ground. Lin Xian looked at the people from Thunder God City and narrowed his eyes. He originally wanted to look for you guys later, but he didn't expect you guys to take the initiative to jump out. Where's Lei Chong? Tell him to get over here and die. I want to ask him. How did he educate his little brothers? Pooh. The surrounding people almost spat out a mouthful of blood. Wasn't this kid too fierce? He actually didn't put Lei Chong in his eyes. One had to know that Lei Chong was also a thunder god. He was an extremely terrifying genius, a fifth heaven sage. This kid first provoked the 100-eyed demon saint, and now he was provoking Lei Chong. Really, everyone didn't know how to describe it. They felt a headache coming. They had never seen such a fierce person before. When the people from Thunder God City heard this, they were so angry that smoke came out of their bodies. You're courting death. A few Thunder God cultivators couldn't hold back and instantly attacked. Terrifying thunder rushed towards Lin Xian. In an instant it flooded the space. However, Lin Xian's speed was extremely fast. He had already left. His black hair fluttered as he stood in the void. The aura on his body was extremely terrifying. What? You dare to attack me? Even if Lei Chong was here, he probably wouldn't dare to attack me. You guys dare to attack me? Speaking up to here, he punched out. His fist turned into a huge cauldron that descended from the sky. There was a terrifying dragon circling around the cauldron. It was extremely mysterious and terrifying. This was the dragon pattern cauldron that Lin Xian had transformed. The dragon pattern cauldron was the ultimate weapon of the wavering light holy land. When Lin Xian manifested it, it was truly terrifying. Sure enough, when the cauldron fell, the few Thunder God martial artists who attacked were instantly sent flying. His body split open, and he spat out large mouthfuls of blood. Even the others were affected by the shockwaves, and were forced to retreat non-stop. So strong? Everyone went crazy. Some of them were even scared silly. Lin Xian had sent several disciples of the holy city flying with just one move. What kind of divine being was this? The Thunder God's people quickly retreated. Lightning filled the air as they roared. Damn it! Who are you? Who are you? Lin Xian stood with his hands behind his back and said loudly, I am Lin Wudi. Lin Wudi's name was like thunder, resounding through the 9 heavens. Everyone was stunned. The onlookers couldn't believe it. The people from the Thousand Demon City and Thunder God City narrowed their eyes. It was him who deserved to die. How could they not know this name? It was simply like thunder in their ears. This was the person who had just become the eldest disciple of Peerless City's 3rd generation seat. During the entrance ceremony, he had defeated Lei Chong and other challengers from Thunder God City. It could be said that he was unparalleled in the limelight. However, everyone had only heard of his name and had never seen him in person. Therefore, they didn't know Lin Xian's true appearance. But now they didn't expect him to actually come here. How was this possible? The two great sage cities' people's minds went blank. Shouldn't he be cultivating in seclusion at this time? The surrounding onlookers were even more dumbfounded. The other party was really Lin Wudi. Previously, Lin Xian had said this, but they had all taken it as a joke. No one believed it. But now, they realized that what he said was actually the truth. Bang bang. Xiao Shifeng and Yu knelt again. The two of them were almost scared to death this time. Previously, they actually dared to provoke Lin Wudi. Weren't they purely courting death? Now they wished that they had 8 legs on their feet, so that they could quickly run away. But the fear in their hearts made them unable to even move their fingers. Heavens, he was actually Lin Wudi. White Snake felt that it was so unreal. As if she was dreaming. She had heard the name Lin Wudi countless times. He was a legendary figure. Yet he had actually appeared before her. Moreover, she had actually spent many days with him. Thinking of this, White Snake felt that she was about to faint from happiness. Even some of the elders were shocked. Now they finally knew why he dared to be so arrogant. Two great sage cities people. He had indeed defeated Lei Chong, so they didn't put him in their eyes. However, he dared to be arrogant about the hundred-eyed demonic beast saint. Could it be that he had also fought with the hundred-eyed demonic beast saint? And from the looks of it, he had won. Thinking of this possibility, the people from the Thousand Fiend City felt that they had gone crazy. Impossible. How terrifying was their senior brother Bai Yan. In terms of strength, he should be even stronger than Lei Chong. Could it be that he had also lost to this kid? That was absolutely impossible. So, you are Lin Wudi? Shueihua said coldly. His expression was also very ugly. Although you are Lin Wudi, you can't be too arrogant. Why did you kill our people for no reason? Do you really think that the Thousand Fiend City is easy to bully? Kill your people for no reason? Lin Xian laughed. Who was the one who killed him for no reason? I stood here and didn't even move. Your cloud leopard directly attacked me. If I was weaker, I would have been dead long ago. Do you think that I could not fight back? Then you can't kill him. You can even roast him. The people from the Thousand Fiend City roared. I'm letting him off easy by killing him. According to his way of doing things, it wouldn't be enough even if he died 10,000 times. I think the people around should have heard him. When he attacked, he said that the strong did not need any reason to kill ants. I did it according to his logic. What's wrong with that? Besides, Cloud Leopard is nothing. I'm the eldest disciple of the third generation. My status is noble. If he dares to attack me, he is provoking Wushuang City. Do you think I can let someone who provoked the holy city live? Lin Xian's words made everyone's eyelids twitch. Indeed, the other party was also a disciple of the holy city. Moreover, his status was even more special. He was the eldest disciple of the third generation. This identity was too dazzling. He could really represent the holy city. Therefore, what the other party did was really not too much. The people from the Thousand Fiend City were so angry that they could not speak. They could no longer refute. Shueihua also gritted his teeth. Lin Wudi, I will remember you. This matter is not over. One day, I will let you experience the power of our Thousand Fiend City. Go. With a wave of his hand, he turned and left. Lin Xian sneered. Did I let you go? What do you want? Shueihua turned around and screamed in anger. His handsome face was also incomparably red. The surrounding great demons were angry. Lin Wudi, don't go too far. I'm going too far? Lin Xian sneered. It seems that you still don't understand the meaning of the eldest disciple. I've said it before. You'd better think about how to compensate me to appease my anger. Otherwise, I will turn all of you into skewers. Chapter 37-34. How dare you? Shouted the people from the demon city coldly. To be honest, they were scared to death. After all, they were all beasts. If they were really roasted, it would be a big joke. Boss, why are you talking nonsense with him? Fight him. Yes, we have more people. Let's fight together. I don't believe that he can overturn the sky no matter how powerful he is. These greater demons gritted their teeth. Normally, they would flaunt their prowess. Wherever they went, countless people would surround them like stars surrounding the moon. When had they ever been suppressed like this? You want to fight? Sure, one-on-one or a group attack. It's all up to you. But let me warn you, it's fine if you win. But if you lose, I will roast all of you. You have to think carefully. At this point, a golden flame rose from Lin Xian's body. It was like a divine fire with an extremely terrifying aura. The people from Demon City were stunned, and even took a few steps back. If they lost, they would be roasted. They didn't dare to take the risk. Why don't you dare? A bunch of trash. You don't have the guts, yet you're so arrogant. Lin Xian sneered. Shuriya's face was ugly. I'll fight you. He walked out. The crowd was in an uproar. They didn't expect that someone would really fight. The beast from Demon City suddenly exclaimed, Brother, be careful. Yes, that Lin Wudi is too strange. Lin Xian could defeat Lei Chong, which meant that he was almost at the early stage of the fifth heaven. They really didn't have the confidence to fight with such a person. This kid can't be so strong. Shueihua said, we've analyzed it. He might have taken some kind of pill to increase his strength in advance. Or he has a secret technique on him. But that kind of thing can't be too much. He can use it once. I don't believe that he can use it again. Indeed, many forces and families had analyzed Lin Xian's strength. They really couldn't think of how someone could fight 2 realms higher. This was the Sage realm. After thinking about it, there was only one possibility. They could only use some special means. Perhaps in the previous battle between Lin Xian and Lei Chong, Peerless City used some secret techniques and pills to establish the image of a genius. Otherwise, how could a 3rd Heaven Sage defeat a 5th Heaven Sage? Fellow Taoist Watermoon, we support you. Torture this brat to death. Yes, our Thunder God City stands firmly on your side. The people from the Lightning God Sacred City also voiced their support. Lin Xian cast a glance at Thunder God City. You still dare to jump around? After I'm done with the 10,000 Demon City, I'll make you guys pay the price. As he spoke, he turned his head and looked at Shuiyu. What is your true form? Don't let it be seaweed or something. It would be boring to roast it like that. Despicable brat, die for me. Boom. The laws on Shuiyu's body burst forth, turning into a monstrous sea that filled the void. The waves were incomparably heavy, suppressing the saints to the point that they couldn't breathe. Tens of thousands of waves surged over, drowning everything in front of them. Boom. Lin Xian waved his hand, and the sword light swallowed and spat out rays of light. With a single slash, the countless waves were split apart. A huge spatial crack appeared. The void trembled as he walked out of it and attacked Shuiyu. Shuiyu's pupils shrank. The other party's sword intent was so strong. He quickly retreated, and at the same time, a layer of battle armor appeared on his body. A blue long whip appeared in his hand. With a light swing, the sky fell and the earth cracked. Boom. 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 Lin Xian didn't retreat at all. Instead, he waved his arm, and the sword chi expanded. At the same time, more and more flames jumped on his body. It spread to the surroundings, forming a sea of fire. The monstrous sea water fought against the sea of fire. The two completely opposite forces collided. What kind of flame was this? It couldn't be extinguished. Everyone was shocked. They found that Shuiyu's seawater was evaporating, and countless white mist appeared, filling the sky. This Shuiyu was also a late-stage 4th Heaven expert. In addition to the mystic arts in his hands, he was comparable to an early-stage 5th Heaven expert. However, he couldn't do anything to the other party. The sea of fire was getting stronger and stronger, and the area of the sea water was getting smaller and smaller. It was even threatening Shuiyu. Shuiyu snorted coldly, and a phantom appeared behind him. That was a dark green phantom. It was like a precious jade, but also like a colored ribbon, fluttering behind it, with a mysterious rhythm. As soon as the dark green ribbon came out, a monstrous law rushed out. The power of law on Shuiyu's body became terrifying again. He formed a seal with both hands, forming a treasure bottle, which was blue all over. Inside, a terrifying aura rushed out one after another, like a peerless immortal light. The blue light, like a peerless sword chi, rushed forward and engulfed Lin Xian. Kill! Lin Xian roared, and like a dragon, the golden light was even more terrifying. His sword chi was also very terrifying. One palm after another, it slapped on those blue light pillars. Heaven and earth trembled. At the same time, Lin Xian waved his arm, and the law of 5 forms formed a huge cauldron. Not good, it's that kind of mystic art again. Everyone screamed, and the people of Thunder God City looked extremely ugly. Last time, it was this phantom that directly sent many of their experts flying. Now the other party was using it again. What kind of phantom was this? Some of the older generation people's eyes bloomed with terrifying light. They wanted to see through the secret of this mystic art. Damn it, they couldn't find it. It was just a fusion of law and energy. How could they know that this was an imitation of an extreme weapon? And the mystic art formed was of course terrifying. Shuiyu's face also changed drastically. He naturally knew the power of this cauldron. So he shouted angrily, "Infinite sea slash." The blue treasure bottle in his hand rose into the air, turned into a blue blade light, and slashed out. This power was several times stronger than before. Obviously, it was a one-hit kill. Boom. The phantom of the dragon pattern cauldron filled the sky, directly shocking the blue light blade. A terrifying wave of air swept in all directions. Immediately, Shueihua was sent flying by the slap and vomited blood. His blue robe was dyed red with blood, which was abnormally eye-catching. Lin Xian was like a god of war, not affected at all. You lost. Lin Xian's voice was cold. Damn it. Shueiyu's face was ugly, and his face was full of unwillingness. He actually lost, damn it. His realm was obviously higher than his opponent by 2 realms, but he still lost. The spectators were mesmerized by the battle. This battle was simply too exciting. Especially the last shocking strike, which shocked them to the core. How could it be? The people of Thunder God City had ugly faces, their hope was shattered. Lin Xian's next sentence made their eyelids twitch wildly, and even made everyone's face change drastically. Lin Xian stared at him and said indifferently, I've said it before. If you fight with me, it's fine if you win, but if you lose, then you'll be roasted into meat skewers. Tell me, what is your true form? Endless flames appeared on Lin Xian's body, enveloping Shueiyu. The monstrous sea of fire burned everything. Damn it. Shueiyu vomited blood. This time he was really angry. Was the other party really going to roast him? He was about to go crazy with anger. The great demons of Thousand Demon City also roared. How dare you quickly release our boss? Damn kid, we'll fight it out with you. Let's go together. Chapter 37-35. Alright, then come at me together. I'll braise the bear paw and steam the rhinoceros later. I'll turn all of you into delicacies. Lin Xian's eyes were filled with killing intent, making everyone's hair stand on end. I'm afraid he's not joking around. After all, he really tested Cloud Leopard before. And now he wants to roast Shueihua. The people of Demon City were so scared that they stopped. The atmosphere was extremely awkward. Shueihua was about to go crazy. Damn it, am I really going to become his food today? At this moment a sigh was heard. Everyone stop. An old man walked out of the void and extinguished the sea of fire. A minor saint. Many people exclaimed. Even Lin Xian narrowed his eyes. He did not make another move. An elder. The people from the Demon City cried out in surprise. They were all incomparably excited. Shueihua was the same. He turned his head, and a glimmer of hope was restored in his eyes. Nephew Lin, where it's possible to let people off, one should spare them. Even if my Demon City did something wrong, you've already punished them. This matter will be over just like that. What do you think? Everyone was shocked. They did not expect that even a minor saint of Demon City would appear in the end. It seemed like the matter was really going to be resolved. The people of Demon City stood there, looking at Lin Xian with provocative eyes. The people of Thunder God City also revealed a sneer. Even if Lin Wudi is strong, so what? In the end, he still couldn't do anything to them. All right. Lin Xian nodded. He said, then I'll return this light blade to you. He withdrew the phantom of the dragon pattern cauldron, and secretly used the stellar transposition. The light blade flew back at an extremely fast speed. Shueihua snorted coldly, and wanted to withdraw the light blade. However, the moment he made a move, the light blade inconceivably changed its angle slightly. With a puff, blood spurted out. One of Shueiyu's arms was cut off. Ah! A miserable cry sounded. Shueihua clutched his arm, his face full of malevolence. Everyone was stunned. What's going on? Is he going to make a move? Damn brat, how dare you? The people of Myriad Demon City were roaring madly. Even the little saint was stunned by the scene before him. Then his expression darkened. Lin Xian said, I am sorry. I didn't expect you to be so weak. You couldn't even withstand my own light blade. It seems that I have overestimated you. Everyone's mouths twitched. The people from the Demon City were so angry that they vomited blood. Ah! Shueihua almost fainted from anger. He couldn't catch it? Damn it, it was clearly the light blade that changed its angle at the last moment. Otherwise, how could he not be able to catch it? He was too careless. The elder from the Demon City also had a dark expression on his face. Lin Xian said, Senior, I really didn't mean it. Don't worry, Nephew Lin. The green hills will not change and the clear waters will flow forever. We will meet again. Old Zhang turned around. Let's go. He quickly left with Shueihua and the others. Shui Yu's body stiffened, and she almost fell to the ground, because Lin Xian muttered in a low voice behind them. This arm is deformed? Wow, it's kelp. It's really seaweed. After hearing this, Shuewa finally couldn't bear it anymore. He roared and ran away crazily. The others also looked at each other in dismay. The people of Thunder God City also had ugly faces. They also wanted to leave quietly, but Lin Xian's gaze was already on them. I said that after the Demon City is dealt with, it will be your Thunder God City. Weren't you jumping around happily before? Damn brat. What do you want? The people of Thunder God City turned their heads and glared at him. At the same time, they quickly sent a voice transmission to ask for help. They wanted their little Saint Elder to come as well. Otherwise, they would not be a match for him. The rift was torn apart as another figure walked out from it. It was a middle-aged man with a very powerful aura. It was another little saint. Everyone was shocked. It seemed that the little saint of Thunder God City had also come. Sure enough, the people of Thunder God City smiled. With their elder here, they would be safe. After the middle-aged man walked out, thunder surrounded his body and his eyes looked around. Just as he was about to speak, a white light appeared in the sky, and a little monkey appeared in front of him. With a bang, it slapped his face. Suddenly, he was dizzy and couldn't say anything. Lin Xian kicked him out and shouted at the same time. Who dares to sneak attack a fellow Taoist from Thunder God City? This kick landed directly on the middle-aged man. Boom. The little saint was directly kicked out, creating dozens of black holes in the void. He was directly kicked out of the mansion. Everyone was speechless. They were all stunned. What's going on? Not only did Lin Xian make a move on a little saint, he even succeeded. No way, could it be that this Lin Wudi already has the strength to fight a little saint? This is too terrifying. I'm afraid that not many people in the younger generation are his match. Damn it, this is impossible. The people of Thunder God City screamed crazily. They were about to collapse. In the distance, a ray of light streaked across the sky, bringing with it monstrous thunderbolts. Damn it, how dare you attack me? The little saint flew back, his body was full of killing intent. The kick just now didn't break his defense at all. It couldn't hurt him. However, this was a slap to his face. He was a little saint, but he was kicked away by a third heaven saint. If this news spread out, his old face would be gone. Therefore, he was full of killing intent, and couldn't wait to kill Lin Xian. Who are you? How dare you release your killing intent to me? Lin Xian stood with his hands behind his back and said coldly. I'm the third generation disciple of Wuxia City. Do you want to die? Insolent kid, you don't know what's good for you. This is the elder of our Thunder God City. Those geniuses of Thunder God City finally couldn't bear it anymore. Lin Xian showed a look of surprise. What? Your elder? So he's a senior from Thunder God City. Sorry. Lin Xian's smile made everyone dumbfounded. What's the meaning of this? Didn't they just kick him? However, at the next moment, the corners of their mouths twitched. Lin Xian said, Senior, why don't you tell me your identity first? I thought you were some mysterious expert who wanted to sneak attack the Thunder God City's fellow Taoists. That's why I took action. Elder, you won't blame me, right? Sneak attack your sister. The people of Thunder God City couldn't help but curse. Even the elder's face turned ugly. He looked as if he had eaten a dead mouse, so angry that he couldn't speak. Lin Xian said again, Elder, that kick didn't hurt you, right? If you were injured, then I would have sinned. Go away. The elder of Thunder God City was about to vomit blood. This guy was simply touching his sore spot. Senior, don't be angry. I have a few healing pills here. Why don't I give them to you? The elder of Thunder God City finally couldn't bear it anymore. He tore open the void and escaped in an instant. Senior, don't go. I'll give you these pills for free. Lin Xian was still shouting there. The people of Thunder God City were also scalps. Fuck, he's a lunatic. Hurry up and leave. Chapter 37-36. Two people from the Great Sage City had escaped one after the other. It was really inconceivable. The surrounding people didn't dare to believe it. This kid was too awesome. That's right, he didn't even put the two great sage city in his eyes. He was actually Lin Wudi. Heavens, he was the legendary person. Humph, the two people from the great sage city definitely wouldn't let this go. Even if he was the chief disciple, he would still be unlucky. All kinds of discussions could be heard. Lin Xian, on the other hand, left with the white snake. This matter quickly spread out. Not only did the people who participated in the martial arts tournament know about it, but the entire city also knew about it. Then it quickly spread to many cities. More than half of the demon planet knew about it. Lin Wudi came and scared them away. Thousand Demon City and Thunder God City. White Jade Hall. When Hall Master Kuan heard the news, he was also dumbfounded. The person who came to see him was Lin Wudi. He sucked in a breath of cold air. To be honest, he didn't expect it before. He thought that Lin Xian was just an ordinary disciple of Wuxia City. He didn't expect Lin Xian's identity to be so extraordinary. When he saw Lin Xian, his tone changed. In the past, he called Lin Xian Nephew Lin. But now he directly called him Young Master Lin. There was no other way. With Lin Xian's identity, he didn't dare to provoke him. After all, when the chief disciple grew up, he wouldn't be weaker than Fu Hongya. Hall Master Kuan, how's the investigation? Did you find any clues about my two friends? Hall Master Kuan said that he found some information. Young Master Lin, do you want to hear it now? Lin Xian nodded. I said last time that when the fog ship just arrived, there was a storm. Some people left, and some were even captured. Your two friends seem to have been taken away at that time. Who were they? People from the Demon Palace. The one who took action last time was the Demon Child. The ones who captured them were also people from the Demon Palace. However, the information stopped here. I couldn't find anything else. I wonder what happened to your two friends after they were taken away by the Demon Palace. People from the Demon Palace? Lin Xian frowned, a cold glint appearing in his eyes. If anything happened to the dark red divine dragon and the northern devil, he would definitely not let the Demon Palace off. However, he was also puzzled. That shouldn't be the case. After all, Ruffian Long and Chu Feng both possess top-notch talent. Even if they were captured, they should still be taken seriously. Indeed, according to what you said, this is also a very strange place. The Lord of the Kuntong Pond also frowned. Lin Xian said, I can't do anything about it. I'll go directly to the Demon Palace and ask them for the person in person. No. Hall Head Kuan persuaded. Young Master Lin, although you are from Wuxia City, this is the evil demon planet. Most of the people here were arrogant and unruly. They were the devil kings and ruthless people. They might not necessarily give face to the holy city. This was especially true for the demon child. He believed that he was an existence that wasn't weaker than any of the geniuses of the holy city. So if you directly went up there, you might end up with the opposite result. Then, what do you suggest? Let me probe a little more. Moreover, it wasn't like he didn't have a chance to deal with the Demon Palace. The Fiend Banquet you want to attend is hosted by the Fiend Palace. At that time, we can probe each other during the Fiend Banquet. Alright, then I'll have to trouble Hall Head Kuan. Lin Xian's eyes flickered. The evil demon planet wasn't ordinary. The forces on it were very strong. Moreover, the people here might really be lunatics. They might not necessarily give face to the holy city. Demon child. Lin Xian coldly snorted. It would be best if Crimson Deity and Ruffian Long were fine. Otherwise, regardless of whether you are a demon child or an angel child, they'll send you to hell. While Lin Xian was discussing with Hall Head Kuan, the news outside spread even more widely. After everyone learned about Lin Xian's matter, they were greatly shocked. Among them, the people from the Rain Clan and Spirit Sealing Star were dumbfounded. This was impossible. The Rain Clan's people were so angry that they went crazy. They had destroyed a great palace. They gritted their teeth and roared. How was this possible? That brat, had he become so strong? Di Ling and the others also had gloomy expressions. Damn it, two great sage cities people couldn't even capture the other party? Impossible. The elder of Spirit Sealing Star said coldly. However, that brat was the chief disciple. Two great sage cities people had to give him face. Otherwise, Do you think that brat could still be alive? Old Zhang, do you want us to send someone to kill him? Di Ling asked. The elder of Spirit Sealing Star said that there was no hurry. If they killed him, it would cause a big commotion. It wouldn't be good if it affected the evil demon banquet. It was better to participate in the evil demon banquet first. Well, wait until we get what we want at the banquet before killing that brat. All right. Di Ling's eyes burst out with cold killing intent. While they were discussing, the people from Thunder God City and Demon City were also gnashing their teeth. The people from Thunder God City were about to vomit blood. Especially that minor saint, his face turned black. Damn it, he was kicked by the brat for no reason. What a disgrace. Damn it, I must not let this brat off. That minor saint's face turned black. With his temperature, the thunder cloud should be almost ready, right? It's time to use it. Elder, do you want to use that thing? The people from Thunder God City were also shocked. Then they revealed a sinister smile. Hee hee, let's see how this brat will die this time. On the other side, the people from Demon City were also about to vomit blood. They were even angrier than those from Thunder God City. After all, one of the geniuses on their side had been forcefully taken away by someone else and eaten like a delicacy. Damn it. Many great demons were gnashing their teeth. Shui Yu's face was even uglier. In the end, one of his arms was chopped off by the brat, which was a great humiliation to him. Old Zhang, that brat is too arrogant. We can't just let him go like this. Yes, he's provoking our demon city. So what if he's the chief disciple? He's just the third disciple, not the first generation. The Wushuang city only has 3 generations of disciples. How could they be compared to our Thousand Beast city with such a weak foundation? Indeed, Wushuang city could be considered as a rising city among the saint cities. Some of the old saint cities were nothing in their eyes. At this moment, Lin Xian's action had undoubtedly angered them. I know. The old man also said, I will contact the Dark Knight Void Beast and ask him to kill him. After all, killing him in public would definitely cause a disturbance. But if he dies quietly, then it has nothing to do with us. Even if we suspect, we can't find any evidence. At that time, Wushuang City can't do anything to us. Should we use the Dark Knight Void Beast? Then that brat will definitely die this time. Lin Xian was in White Jade Hall, waiting for the evil demon's feast to begin. There were only 3 days left. There were more people in the city. It was so crowded that it couldn't hold them anymore. In the void outside the city, there were all kinds of chariots parked. These were all people who came to participate in the evil demon's feast. Lin Xian stayed in the mansion and waited patiently. However, on this day, someone sent him a message. Young Master Lin, someone sent you a letter saying that it's an old friend who wants to meet you. Old friend? Lin Xian narrowed his eyes and took the letter from the servant. Soon he was surprised. Chapter 37:37. It sounded like a letter asking for help. The tone was urgent, as if someone was chasing after them. Could it be the Dark Red Dragon or the North Demon? However, the Lord of Kuntong had not found out anything about those 2 people. Forget it, forget it. As long as there's a chance, Lin Xian won't let it go. Storm Pavilion. It was a very remote place in the Demon City. Fortunately, they did not leave the city, so Lin Xian's suspicions were lessened. If someone wanted to attack him, they would have lured him out of the Demon City. Lin Xian arrived at the Storm Pavilion and found that there were very few people there. After all, it was too remote and desolate. Moreover, it was rumored that a battle that killed a sage had happened here. Very few people were willing to come to such a dangerous place. Lin Xian is here. When he arrived, he frowned. There's no one here? His eyes shone with a golden light. In the next moment, he saw the fluctuations of an array formation around him. Is there someone in the array formation? He said, I'm here. Hurry up and come out. Buzz. The array formation fluctuated, and 2 figures walked out. Ruffian Dragon. North Demon. Lin Xian's pupils constricted because he realized that the 2 people who walked out were the Dark Red Dragon and the North Demon. It's really you guys. Lin Xian was overjoyed. That's great. Initially, he thought that it would take a lot of effort to find those 2 people. He did not expect to find them so quickly. After the two figures came out, they also smiled. It's really you, kid. That's great. You're really here. The man and the dragon rushed over and gathered together with Lin Xian. However, at that moment, the void behind them suddenly attacked. A piercing light pierced toward Lin Xian's back. It was too sudden and too fast. When Lin Xian reacted, it was already too late to dodge. He activated his vitality, and the black Qilin tattoo covered his body. He was prepared to take the attack head-on. The attack landed on his body and sent him flying. A bloody wound appeared on his back, from which golden blood flowed out. Bang! The void shattered, and Lin Xian was injured. Damn it, it's a trap! His expression was unsightly. A golden blade of light shot out from his eyes and slashed at the man and the dragon. With a poochie sound, the two figures were hacked apart. What fell were two leaves, two rainbow-colored leaves. As expected, they were illusions. Who was plotting against him? How did they know that he was looking for the North Demon and the Dark Red Dragon? In an instant, he thought of Hall Master Kuan because he had only told Hall Master Kuan about this matter. However, he quickly rejected the idea. That shouldn't be the case. Hall Master Kuan had no reason to frame him. Who else? In the past, he and Wuxia had been on the same fog ship. Wuxia had seen the North Dire Monster and the Dark Red Dragon. Soon the bleeding stopped. Lin Xian swept his gaze in all directions. He frowned. No one came out. Pretending to be mysterious. Suddenly, his expression changed drastically again. This time he felt a killing intent coming at his head. Not good. Lin Xian's expression changed drastically. He used the Kuan Peng movement technique to the extreme. At the same time, he quickly activated the void escape and merged into the void. However, in the next moment, a line of blood appeared between his eyebrows. His head had nearly been split open. Damn it! Lin Xian was completely furious. At this moment, the black Qilin tattoo covered his entire body like a black armor. The golden light in his eyes illuminated the 9 heavens and 10 lands. It wasn't someone from the Rain clan. It was an extremely terrifying expert. The other party must have spatial abilities. Otherwise, it would be impossible for the other party to break through his void escape. Who was it? Who had the Rain clan joined forces with? Where did such a powerful spatial expert come from? Buzz. Lin Xian waved his hand and released the heavenly Luo umbrella. It floated above his head and thousands of auras fell. Soon he was under attack. Countless laws were flying toward him from all directions. They hit the light screen, causing his blood to boil. But he couldn't find the person at all. How could it be? Even the heavenly secret divine, I couldn't find the other party? Wasn't this spatial mystique a little too strong? He knew that very few people could comprehend spatial abilities. Moreover, it was very difficult to do so. He had only seen people from the Gu clan. Because the Gu clan cultivated the void scripture, their spatial abilities were very strong. Gu Santong was the one who had taught him how to use the void escape. Who was it now? Was it someone from the Gu clan? Lin Xian formed a seal with his palms and used the blue tide technique. The light waves of his eye technique spread in all directions. Puff. Behind him, there was a slight fluctuation in the void not far away. Soon it disappeared. However, Lin Xian caught it in an instant. He pulled out the spear of great destruction and waved it fiercely. The void there was broken in an instant, but Lin Xian missed. However, he used the heavenly secret divine eye and caught a black shadow. It instantly turned into the void and disappeared. Indeed, there was someone, and it was a super expert with spatial abilities, who was so eager to take his life. Moreover, to be able to mobilize such a terrifying expert, it was definitely not an ordinary force. Hey Shan. Lin Xian sent a voice transmission to awaken Black Mountain. Hey Shan had been in a deep sleep and cultivating. Under normal circumstances he wouldn't wake up. Now that he was summoned by Lin Xian, Hey Shan stretched. Kid, what's going on? Hey, are you hurt? Someone can hurt you? Who is it? Hey Shan was very surprised. Even he was shocked by Lin Xian's strength and talent. Now that he could hurt him, he was definitely not ordinary. There's a super expert with spatial abilities who wants to assassinate me. Think of a way to find him. Lin Xian whispered. At this moment, The atmosphere was a little tense. He couldn't catch the other party, and the other party couldn't break his defense. A super expert with spatial abilities. Heishan was interested. Let me see. He began to use his soul to investigate. Suddenly, a look of astonishment appeared on his face. It was truly unexpected that he would encounter such an opponent here. That was interesting. Interesting my ass. As soon as Lin Xian finished speaking, he was hit. An even more terrifying law blasted on his body. This time, the light curtain of the heavenly Luo umbrella was torn apart. Obviously, the other party also used a sacred artifact. If this continued, the situation would be very dangerous. Can you find out? Lin Xian asked. Yes. Heishan nodded. However, his spatial abilities were very strong. Even if you found out, you might not be able to hurt him. Is he that strong? Lin Xian was surprised. Who is he? Do you know? Ghost God said that he didn't look like a human, but more like a beast. Beast. Lin Xian frowned. Could it be someone from the Thousand Demon City? What kind of beast is so powerful? Chapter 37-38. Kid, have you ever heard of the Void Beast? It's a unique species of heaven and earth. It's a space-type demonic beast. This kind of space-type divine ability is their bloodline talent. Bloodline talent? No wonder. Lin Xian understood. No wonder the other party's space-type divine ability is so powerful. It's the talent of their race. In the darkness, the Void Beast was also scratching his head anxiously. Damn it. He had been ordered to kill a level 3 cultivator. He thought it would be easy to do so. Even if the other party was a genius who could fight above his level, so what? Once he used his space-type divine ability, he would be the king of the world. Who could be his opponent? Anyone below the minor saint realm would be killed by him mercilessly. However, when he made a move against Lin Xian, he was stunned. The other party was like a hedgehog. There was no way to attack him. Except for the first attack, which hurt the other party and made him bleed. The other attacks couldn't injure the other party. They only made the other party's blood and chi boil. This was truly too inconceivable. This was the first time the Void Beast encountered something like this in his life. The other party's physique was so strong that it was beyond his imagination. What was even more frightening was that the other party had a pair of strange eyes. Although it was impossible to capture it, the other party had a pair of strange eyes. Although he couldn't catch it, it was a great threat to him. Moreover, the other party's attack was strong. If he was a little slower, he would be chased by the other party. So now he could only find an opportunity bit by bit. However, this kind of situation was simply frustrating for him. He was a space-type divine beast. He was born to be an assassin. He had never been so aggrieved like today. While thinking, the Dark Knight Void Beast used his bloodline talent and shuttled through space. Because the other party attacked. The place where he was originally standing was smashed into pieces. No, if this continued, he wouldn't be able to kill the other party. The Dark Knight Void Beast was anxious. He decided to change his strategy. He would teleport the other party out of the evil demon city. In this way, his companions would make a move. Thinking of this, he was ready to attack. At this time, Black Mountain said, "Kid, he seems to be coming toward you. This time, it seems that he wants to travel through space together." Hearing this, Lin Xian's eyes lit up. This was a good opportunity. He didn't move in the dark. He didn't seem to notice, but he was ready to attack. In his body, the great dragon sword soul trembled violently. Soon, he felt the power of space instantly wrapped around him. The space where he was, the void shattered. The other party wanted to drag him through space together. At this moment, Lin Xian let out a roar. The great dragon sword soul rushed out of his body and slashed out in all directions. The space where he was directly shattered. In the next moment, he felt as if he had slashed something. Then, a roar was heard. Then blood flowed from the darkness. The void shattered the void once again. "Damn kid, how dare you hurt me? I will definitely kill you and tear you to shreds." A vicious voice could be heard from the mist. Lin Xian was Lin Xian he souls. "I'll be waiting. If you dare to come again, I'll skin you alive and make you into a void overcoat." Lin Xian snorted coldly. He had used the great dragon sword soul just now, so he must have injured his opponent. Unfortunately, he couldn't kill the other party. Heishan said. You should be content. There are very few people who can injure the void beast. You should know that the law of space is the king of the world. It's too difficult to hurt the void beast. Unless you're stronger than the void beast. If you can hurt it, it will definitely shock the 2-star realm. Really? Is it that powerful? Lin Xiangod's eyes lit up. If he really caught the other party, skinned him, or absorbed his bloodline, the benefits would be huge. Lin Xiangod had always wanted to cultivate space, but the space law was really too rare. Only the Gu family, which had produced a great emperor, could cultivate it. Then there was the bloodline ability, which could only be encountered by chance. In another space of the evil demon city, a black monster walked out. He went straight into a magnificent palace. How was it? Inside the palace, the people of the demon city were waiting. They felt that the Dark Knight Void Beast should have brought the other party's corpse back. Damn it, that kid dared to hurt me. I'll definitely tear him into pieces. However, they heard such an exasperated voice. The people of the demon city were stunned. What's going on? Did he not succeed? In the next moment they exclaimed, You're injured. There was a sword wound on the Dark Knight Void Beast's body, which had not healed yet. The sword chi on it was too cold, causing the Dark Knight Void Beast to tremble. Damn it, who can tell me why that kid is so strange? Didn't you say that he's easy to deal with? The geniuses of the demon city were stunned. Even the elder's mouth twitched. That's impossible. Shueihua screamed. That kid can actually escape from your pursuit. What's going on? The elder of the demon city also asked. The Dark Knight Void Beast was very sullen and told them what had happened. Then, everyone sucked in a breath of cold air. Damn it, that brat was already so evil. Forget it, let's not do anything first. After the evil demon banquet, we'll work together to kill him. We can't let him grow. The people of the demon city were facing a great enemy. The other party was already so powerful when he was at the third heaven. If he broke through, who would be able to deal with him in the future? The competition between the holy cities was very fierce. They would definitely not allow such a monster to appear in Wushuang City. Although Lin Xian was assassinated, he was not sad at all. Instead, he was very excited. Because he was planning how to capture the Dark Knight Void Beast. He wanted to study the spatial laws. He couldn't wait. He even swaggered and appeared in every corner of the demon city, hoping to attract the Dark Knight Void Beast to attack again. However, it seemed that the other party was vigilant and did not make a move, which disappointed Lin Xian. Forget it, if it were the demon city, they would probably make a move again. Lin Xian was about to go back, but at this moment, thunder sounded in the sky and dark clouds covered the sky. A few bolts of thunder struck down. Damn it, Lin Xian was directly hit. All the hair on his body stood up. What's going on? Is he going to transcend the tribulation? It shouldn't be, I haven't broken through. Lin Xian was very clear about his own cultivation. Usually, he would only attract lightning tribulation when he broke through. Now that he hadn't broken through, he attracted lightning tribulation? Who is attacking me? He looked up and his heavenly secret divine eyes pierced through the void. He found that there was only a cluster of dark clouds and no other people. It shouldn't be an attack. Forget it, it's too strange. I'd better go back. Lin Xian was about to return to his mansion. However, he realized that the dark clouds in the sky were following him. Wherever he went, they would strike. So much so that the people of the demon city knew. Chapter 37-39. Look, that kid was struck by lightning. Fuck, what kind of sin did he commit to be struck by lightning? He probably didn't do anything good. Seeing that this kid didn't look like a good person, all kinds of discussions could be heard. Everyone was watching from afar, pointing their fingers. Lin Xian's little face turned black. What are you talking about? Why don't I look like a good person? I'm very handsome, okay? However, the lightning in the sky didn't give him any face and kept falling. Fortunately, Lin Xian's speed was fast enough. Other than being struck at the beginning, he wasn't hit at all. This kid looks familiar. Someone screamed. Not good, I'm going to be recognized. Lin Xian covered his face. If that was really the case, he would lose a lot of face. He hoped that these people couldn't recognize him. Unfortunately, there were people screaming in the surroundings. It was him, it was Lin Wudi. He was Lin Wudi, the one who defeated two great geniuses. It's actually him? Everyone was in an uproar. Lin Wudi's name could be said to be deeply rooted in people's hearts. Especially recently, the things that happened just now were called a legend. Now such a legend was being struck by lightning. What's going on? It's over, he was really recognized. Lin Xian couldn't wait to use the dragon sword spirit to shatter the ground, and then escape. How could this guy be struck by lightning? That's right, this was a top genius. How powerful was he? It was said that one of Shuriya's arms was chopped off by him. Was it true? He defeated Lei Chong, and his cultivation was only at the 3rd celestial level. All kinds of envious voices could be heard. However, more people's mouth twitched. The scene in front of them was too strange. Could it be that because he was too powerful, the heavens didn't allow such a monstrous person to exist? Suddenly, a cute girl blinked her eyes and said. When these words came out, the surrounding people were in an uproar. There were a few figures in the crowd with a sneer. They were the people from Thunder God City. The dark clouds in the sky were released by them. This was a secret treasure of their Thunder God City. At this moment, they were here to see the effect. They wanted to let the other party be struck by lightning in public. Even if they couldn't kill the other party, they could still make the other party lose face. After all, at this point, face was sometimes more important than life. Look at this kid. How is he going to conduct himself in the future? He probably wouldn't dare to come out for the rest of his life. A martial artist from the Thunder God City coldly snorted. Humph, what Lin Wudi? From the looks of it, the heavens simply didn't allow him to exist. There was no hope for him in the future. That's right, a fallen genius was nothing. Only a genius who survived could be considered a true expert. More and more such voices could be heard. It was very clear that the people from Thunder God City were leading the way. The crowd was in an uproar. Could it be that this Lin Wudi had really been abandoned by the heavens? Abandon your grandpa. Lin Xian rolled his eyes and said, You guys are really ignorant. I once read in an ancient book that when the ancient emperors were young, they were struck by lightning every day. This is a characteristic of the heavens chosen. You bunch of ignorant people, you actually said that I was despised by the heavens. It was scary to be ignorant. Lin Xian shook his head repeatedly. Everyone was shocked. What? Was there really such a thing? The primeval emperors were struck by lightning every day. It was also possible. The lightning tribulation represented the punishment of the heavens and earth. It must be because his talent and strength had exceeded the limit that he was struck by lightning. Could it be that this kid really had the charm of a young ancient emperor? Thinking of this, everyone was stunned. Lin Xian was also surprised. It couldn't be, right? He just casually said it to dissolve the awkward atmosphere. These people took it seriously? Forget it, if they took it seriously, then so be it. He continued to nod. Yes, that's right. The ancient emperors were like this. Everyone was shocked. One must know that these geniuses walked the path of the earth. Now there was actually someone who displayed the attitude of a young ancient emperor. This was simply too inconceivable. Nonsense. What ancient emperors being struck by lightning? There was no such thing. The people from Thunder God City were anxious and quickly shouted. They originally wanted to see the other party make a fool of themselves. Who would have thought that the other party would actually drag the ancient emperors into this? There wasn't a single book that wrote such a thing. However, it was useless. No matter how they explained, the surrounding people believed that this was a special event that would only happen to a young ancient emperor. For a moment, many people looked at Lin Xian with envy. There were even some people who were prepared to befriend Lin Xian. At the very least, they had to hug this golden thigh. If they could befriend a young ancient emperor, there was no need to talk about the benefits in the future. Fuck. The few people from Thunder God City were so angry that they vomited blood. Damn it, how could it be like this? They didn't expect to overreach themselves. Not only did they not discuss the other party, they were the ones who were discussed. Quick, remove the lightning clouds. What should I do with this kid? The people from Thunder God City secretly took action and kept the lightning clouds. In the sky, the dark clouds disappeared, revealing the sunlight that shone on the earth. Did the lightning tribulation disappear? Everyone was discussing. The people from Thunder God City sneered and looked at this kid. How could he continue to act? They wanted to expose him in front of everyone and embarrass him. This was to relieve the hatred in their hearts. Lin Xian had a pious look on his face. And my daily cultivation is over. I have a deeper understanding of the laws of heaven and earth. Lin Xian's body was surrounded by laws, making him look like a Buddha. The surrounding people were even more convinced. As expected of a young ancient emperor. Young Master Lin, I have a treasure for you. Young Master Lin, I have a beautiful younger sister. These people all surrounded Lin Xian, wanting to befriend him. Pooh, pooh. The few people from Thunder God City who wanted to see a joke fainted from anger and fell to the ground. Soon, the crowd stepped on them and went to befriend Lin Xian. This was something that Thunder God City had never thought of in his life. Very soon news of this spread. Strange phenomena descended from the heavens. Lin Wudi cultivated every day, accompanied by divine lightning. This was a privilege that only the young ancient emperor had. When these words were spoken, the world was in an uproar. Lin Wudi had already displayed such elegance. The young ancient emperor. Heavens, his future achievements were limitless. He had to befriend such a prodigy. Countless people swarmed into Lin Xian's residence. Lin Xian's residence was about to be crushed. On the other side, the people from Demon City and Spirit Ceiling Star were dumbfounded. What was going on? What was this kid doing now? Damn it. The other party had been in the limelight for the past few days, suppressing them until they couldn't breathe. Among them, people like Di Ling were about to despair. Previously, he was looking down on the other party. But after a short while, he felt that he was completely left behind by the other party. Now he could only look up to the other party. This difference in status was unbearable for him. The people from Demon City were just right. They had sent out spatial experts like void beasts, but they couldn't do anything to the other party. They didn't expect that the other party would be admired by tens of thousands of people. Damn it, where did the thunderclouds come from? Why would they help him at this time? If Thunder God City heard this, they would vomit blood. Help your sister. It was obviously a slap to the other party's face. However, they had shot themselves in the foot. Chapter 3740. In such a lively atmosphere, 3 days had passed. Today, everyone was excited again as the Evil Devil Feast was about to begin. This was much more spectacular than the previous small gatherings. Previously, it was just a gathering of some young geniuses. But this time, the experts of the older generation flocked over. Each of them was a minor saint with a powerful law of heaven and earth. They walked into the Evil Devil Castle to participate in the Evil Devil Feast. Thunder and lightning interweaved in the sky as the wind and clouds changed. Look, the people of Thunder God City are here. Lei Cheng is here too. Everyone exclaimed. The people of Thunder God City attracted everyone's attention. Although Thunder God City had suffered a loss previously, it was still a saint city after all. Their strength was not something they could compare to. Lei Cheng also came. His face was ugly because he heard that there was someone who didn't put him in their eyes. Damn you, Lin Wudi, I will tear you to pieces. Lei Cheng's bold words caused an uproar among the crowd. It seemed like he was going to take action against Lin Wudi. The people of Thunder God Cheng supported him. Who does Lin Wudi think he is? He is not our senior brother's opponent. That's right, if he dares to come, we will take him down. There were also some people who sneered. Stop boasting. Lin Wudi has already defeated Lei Cheng in the 9th heaven. That's right. What do you mean by taking him down? I think you will be taken down by someone else. During this period of time, many people had become Lin Xian's followers. These people naturally couldn't stand it anymore and spoke out. Damn it. Do you want to die? Humph. What's so great about you? You want to use your power to suppress others? If you have the ability, Use your strength to speak. If you have the ability, let Lei Chong and Lin Wudi fight face to face. Let's see if Lei Chong will be beaten to a pulp. Thunder God Chung was about to go crazy. Damn it. Why are there so many people speaking up for Lin Xian? This shouldn't be. They didn't know that it was because of their previous lightning strike that so many followers had appeared. On the other side, the people of Demon City had also arrived. Great demons with horns on their heads appeared. Their bodies were filled with law as if they were demon gods. One of them was even more terrifying. He was tall and had over 100 eyes on his body. When he opened and closed his eyes, there was a terrifying soul fluctuation. Many people felt their scalps go numb. It was as if his soul would be extinguished at any moment. Heavens! It was the 100-eyed demon saint. He actually came as well. Everyone was shocked. The 100-eyed demon saint was not weaker than Lei Chong. In fact, he was even stronger than Lei Chong. His appearance caused countless people to scream. The 100-eyed demon saint had become even stronger. That's right. His ocular arts were extremely terrifying. There was absolutely no one in the same realm who was a match for him. Not only that, but with his eye technique, fighting someone of a higher cultivation level than him was as easy as eating and drinking. He was simply a top-notch genius. Praises could be heard one after another. At the same time, some people sneered. Didn't Lin Wudi provoke the 100-eyed sacred beast? He really didn't know what death was. No matter how strong Lin Wudi was, he was no match for the 100-eyed demon saint. That's right, the 100-eyed demon saint could destroy that kid's soul with a single glance. The people of the demon city sneered and looked down at him condescendingly. This time, their top-notch genius was here. Let's see how arrogant Lin Wudi can be. The 100-eyed demon saint's expression was even colder. He didn't take Lin Wudi seriously at all. What's there to be arrogant about? Isn't he just a few extra eyes? That's right. How dare he compete with Lin Wudi? Is he qualified to do so? The 100-eyed demon saint's true form was a giant centipede. Lin Wudi probably wouldn't be interested in him at all. That's right. He doesn't have any meat on his body. How many carnivores can you send? It would be easier for Lin Wudi to hunt down. These followers spoke again, not giving the 100-eyed demon saint any face at all. Some of the people of the demon city were furious. Damn it, what do a bunch of ants know? The 100-eyed demon saint was also angry. His face darkened and he said coldly, "Who cares about Lin Wudi? If he dares to appear, I will kill him with a single glance." As soon as these words came out, it caused a huge commotion. He was really too domineering. More and more people gathered around. This time, the demon banquet was held in the center of the demon city. Other than the two great sage cities, the powerhouses of the other families and sects also came one after another. Look, the people of the Silver Palace are here. Countless people exclaimed. Powerful figures could be seen walking toward them. This time, not only White Jade Hall came, but all the higher-ups and powerhouses of the Silver Palace came. Look, White Fairy is there. Everyone saw White Snake. She was wearing a long dress and was extremely beautiful. The person standing in front of her must be Hall Master Kuan. It was rumored that he was very powerful and unfathomable. That's nothing. Look at the person at the front. It's the young master of the Silver Palace. He's also here. The young master of the Silver Palace. The young master of the Silver Palace had a frighteningly high status. Moreover, he was also a top genius. As soon as he appeared, countless people screamed. Even the people of the two great sage cities turned their heads with a hint of seriousness in their eyes. Although they were in the sacred city, this was the demon planet after all. As the saying goes, a powerful dragon can't defeat a snake in its native place. As the young master of the top forces on the demon planet, the Silver Palace was worthy of their attention. The young master of the Silver Palace wore a silver-white robe and held a folding fan in his hand. After he arrived, he looked at the Thunder God City and the Demon City and nodded at them. White Snake followed behind and looked around. Is young Master Lin here? This time, she came with the young master of the Silver Palace. Lin Xian didn't follow. But thinking about it, he wouldn't miss this event. Not far away, Xiao West Wind also looked around. That killing god shouldn't be here. He desperately didn't want to see Lin Xian because he was traumatized. After the Silver Palace, there were some big families and sections. Some were from the demon planet. There were also prodigies from other regions. Even the demon city and thunder god Chung were shocked by some of them. It could be said that the gathering of powerhouses and countless prodigies was a grand event in the second astral realm. The demon banquet this time was arranged in a ladder. The stronger one the better one would be able to occupy the best spot. The best spots were taken by the 6 forces. Thunder God City, Demon City, and the Silver Palace each occupied a spot. There were also 3 other major forces. One of them was the Golden Crow race. The Golden Crow was a strange beast of heaven and earth. It was said that it lived on the sun, and could be called a divine beast. Not many people from the Golden Crow race came. There were only 6 or 7 of them. But no one dared to look down on them. Even those from the Demon City and Thunder God City had serious expressions. The Golden Crow race was so powerful that they were incomparably shocked. This was a race that wasn't weaker than the Holy City. The other force was very mysterious. No one knew where they came from. But judging from the powerhouses they brought and the aura they emitted, they should be a very terrifying force. The leader was a woman. She wore an emerald green dress and had a graceful figure. Her face was covered by a veil, but one could imagine that she was definitely a beautiful woman. The last force was naturally the Demon Palace. They were personally led by the Demon Palace's son. Chapter 3741. The Devil's Son was a handsome young man. His entire body carried an evil aura. He was very arrogant. After arriving, his gaze swept in all directions without restraint. Even when facing the Holy City, he didn't have the slightest fear. Regarding this, the 2 people from the Great Sage City didn't say anything because they had long known that the Devil's Son was arrogant and unruly. He didn't put anyone in his eyes. He didn't even put the Holy City in his eyes. Therefore, at this moment, seeing the other party's actions, they weren't surprised. Moreover, the Devil's Son's father, the Devil Overlord, was a very terrifying existence. The other party was a Saint Venerable, and rumor had it that he was recently in seclusion to break through to the Saint King realm. Once the breakthrough was successful, he would be a new Saint King. Then the Fiend Palace would also become a Holy City level force. Therefore, this Devil's Son did indeed have the capital to be arrogant. The 6 major forces were divided into the front lines, and the rest were distributed according to strength. Everyone was incomparably excited. It seemed that it should start soon. Why didn't they see Lin Wudi? Yeah, wasn't he with the people from the Silver Palace? Why didn't he appear? Many people were puzzled. The people from Thunder God City sneered. That kid must be timid. He's afraid of our senior brother Lei Chong and doesn't dare to come out. The people from Demon City were also disdainful. What Lin Wudi, he didn't even dare to come. If he dares to come, my senior brother Bai Yen will kill him with a glance. Such arrogant words made Lin Xian's followers very angry. They retaliated one after another, but they weren't confident in their hearts. Why didn't Lin Xian come? Dong dong dong. At this moment, a low voice sounded in the distance like muffled thunder. It aroused everyone's curiosity and they all turned around to look. The next moment they exclaimed, "Oh God, who is it? Thunder is descending. Someone is transcending the tribulation. Damn, that thunder tribulation is spreading towards this side. Run quickly." Some of the more cowardly and weak ones wanted to escape. However, some older generation powerhouses shouted coldly, "What is this place? Even if there is thunder, there is nothing to be afraid of." Hearing this, everyone was relieved. They wanted to see who was transcending the tribulation. Wow. Many people cried out in surprise. Well, there really was someone in the Thunder City. This scene a bit like Lin Wudi? Yes, he was bathing in thunder a few days ago. This was the attitude of a young ancient emperor. Everyone was talking about it. When the people from Thunder God City heard this, they were so angry that they almost vomited blood. Last time, they tried to be clever but ended up making a fool of themselves, which made them go crazy. Now there was actually someone else using the same method. Who was it? Was he mocking them on purpose? Why did that person look like Lin Wudi? It can't be right. Everyone's eyes widened as they looked ahead. The next moment, they sucked in a breath of cold air. Someone cried out in surprise. Lin Wudi, it really was him. The others were even more excited. Only Lin Wudi could be surrounded by thunder every day. This was a privilege that only a young great emperor had. Only Lin Wudi had it. That was great. Lin Wudi is here. The followers exclaimed, and the others were in an uproar. However, the people from Thunder God City were extremely gloomy. Damn the privilege of a great emperor. They wanted to slap themselves in the face. The people from Demon City were also gloomy. The Silver Palace, Fiend Palace, and Golden Crow tribe all looked over. Among them, Lei Chong was gnashing his teeth. Damn it. He had lost to Lin Xian before, and it was the greatest humiliation of his life. This time, he must find a chance to take revenge. The hundred-eyed demonic overlord was also shocked. It's him. Cold killing intent appeared in his eyes. The hundreds of eyes on his body emitted a terrifying light that pierced through the void. Because he also knew the other party. Previously in the East Spirit Realm, he had fought with the other party, and did not gain any advantage. Especially in the last battle, he was shocked by the other party's eye technique. He did not expect the other party to be Lin Wudi. The Golden Crow tribe and the mysterious woman's forces also stared at the legendary person with flickering eyes. On the Silver Palace's side, Bai Shi heaved a sigh of relief. Great young Master Lin is here. Xiao Shifeng was extremely frightened. His body trembled, and he almost knelt on the ground. Young Master Bai Yun looked over with a strange silver light in his eyes. Is the other party Lin Wudi? He looked at Hall Leader Kuan. I heard that this Lin Wudi knows you. Yes, I was saved by Fu Hongye from Wuxia City. He's Fu Hongye's junior brother. This time, he came to me to find his two friends. Young Master Bai Yin nodded. It seems to be related to the Demon Palace. Just help them. If you don't have enough people, you can ask the other halls. Although he did not know Lin Wudi, the Silver Palace would definitely do the right thing if it was related to the Demon Palace. On the Demon Palace's side, everyone looked over. The evil demon Sun glanced down and sneered. What Lin Wudi? What privilege of being a young great emperor? In his opinion, it was nothing more than that. In this world, only he was the most talented. The others should crawl under his feet. Lin Xian was surrounded by lightning. He looked calm as he strode over. Wherever he passed, the crowd would open up a path for him. Lin Xian did not stop. Instead, he walked to the front. This made everyone exclaim. Heavens, does this kid want to reach the peak? He wants to stand shoulder to shoulder with the 6 major forces. Everyone was shocked. One must know that the 6 major forces had a lot of people and countless geniuses. Even the Golden Crow clan, which had the smallest number of people, only had 7 people. Every one of them was extremely powerful. Now, Lin Wudi wanted to stand shoulder to shoulder with them with his strength alone? What kind of courage was this? Lin Xian strode over. It seemed like his goal was to stand at the front. The eyes of the 6 major forces flickered. Among them, the faces of the people from Myriad Demon City and Thunder God City sank. What a joke. They would never let him come. Of course, they did not take action personally. As the experts of the Saint City, they would definitely have countless followers. Therefore, they exchanged glances with each other. The clans and sects in the second tier began to prepare to take action. Kid, stop right there. A burly man walked out. His face was full of beard. His eyes were like copper bells, emitting a fierce light. He waved a wolf-toothed club in his hand and blocked the path. The front is not a place where you can go. Go back now. His voice was loud and clear like the sound of heaven. Is someone going to intercept him? Everyone was shocked. However, the 6 major forces at the top looked at him coldly. There were many people around waiting to see a joke. Those followers were angry. Why did they block Lin Wudi's path? That's right. Lin Wudi had the bearing of a young great emperor. Why couldn't he go to the front? Moreover, Lin Wudi was from Wuxia City, which was the Saint City. Why couldn't he go? These people felt injustice for Lin Xian. Chapter 3742. What potential of a young great emperor? What nonsense! The bearded man snorted coldly. He laughed again. So what if it's Wuxia City? He's just a new disciple of the third generation. He can't represent Wuxia City. If it's the elders of Wuxia City, he can naturally enter. But he alone wants to represent Wuxia City and stand at the peak? That's impossible. If you want to pass, you'll have to defeat me first. The man took a step forward, exuding a terrifying aura. Everyone was shocked. He's actually a late fourth heaven saint. Looking at his physique, it's comparable to a fifth heaven saint. It can be said that he's like an iron bastion. Lin Xian raised his head, glanced at the man and said coldly, "I'll give you a chance to live. Get lost. Those who block my way will be killed without mercy." His voice was cold and clear, spreading to everyone's ears. Some people sneered. Lin Wuti is too arrogant. Does he really want to fight against so many people with his strength alone? The bearded man obviously has the support of Sacred City. So he laughed sinisterly. "You want to pass? You'll have to step over my dead body. Otherwise, get lost." Ha ha ha. He looked up and laughed. Some of the people from the Holy City laughed. The people of Thunder God City looked ferocious. The people of Demon City also had cold eyes. A late fourth heaven saint can't even withstand a single blow. Didn't you ask about what happened before you came out? Indeed, Shueihua is a late fourth heaven saint. Didn't he still lose an arm? If there's no minor saint, Shueihua would have gone to hell. Now a late fourth heaven saint still dares to be arrogant in front of him? Little kid, you're too young. Although I'm a late fourth heaven saint, my physique is not weaker than a fifth heaven saint. Do you think you can break through my defense? The burly man let out a roar, and his body suddenly grew larger. Black smoke swirled around him, making him look like a small black mountain towering in front of them. The heavy aura coming from his body made many people swallow their saliva. This is an extremely terrifying physique refining technique. Indeed, a fourth heaven saint's scalp went numb. With the other party's physique, if one wasn't at the fifth celestial layer, it would be impossible to open it. Lin Xian's expression was ice-cold as he spoke in a clear voice. "I'm the third-generation chief disciple of Peerless City. I'm currently representing Peerless City to participate in the Fiend Banquet. Those who stop me will be killed without mercy." As he spoke, he slowly raised his right hand. In his palm, a long sword appeared, emitting a piercingly cold light. Unparalleled sword. Many people cried out in surprise. They knew that Lin Wuti could indeed represent Wuxia City, but so what? They also knew that Lin Wuti had offended the Thunder God City and the Demon City. With these two great sage cities, it was absolutely impossible for them to let him pass smoothly. Moreover, Lin Wuti came alone this time. His forces were weak. Unparalleled sword, huh? Humph. Then let me see if you have the ability to call yourself unparalleled. The burly man roared and swung his mace down. The mace was also enlarged, and it was also the size of a small mountain. It had an extremely terrifying aura, and there were black laws revolving around it. Those were the laws of mountains. Slash. Lin Xian did not waste any time, and made a strong move. The unparalleled sword had a dragon soul revolving around it. With a slash of the sword, the heavens fell and the earth cracked. The Langia mace was split in half. Not only that, the burly man's mountain-like body was also split in half from the middle. Blood dyed the ground red. A terrifying murderous aura filled the sky. With a single slash, the burly man's soul was destroyed. Even his soul did not have time to escape. Dead. Everyone went crazy. They could not believe it. That was a physique comparable to a fifth heaven sage. He was killed with a single slash, and even his soul was slashed. What kind of aura and means was this? At this moment, everyone looked at Lin Xian in horror. Wasn't he a little too strong? The unparalleled sword was a sacred weapon. This brat was definitely relying on the power of the sacred weapon to be so powerful. Some people gritted their teeth and roared. They did not believe that Lin Xian's strength would be so strong. Yes, that's right. It must be the power of the unparalleled sword. Damn brat, he actually has such a good sacred weapon. If I had the strength, I would definitely be stronger than him. Lin Xian's gaze swept in all directions, causing those who were unconvinced to shut their mouths instantly. Their scalps were numb. There was no other way. The other party's gaze was too terrifying. Lin Xian said coldly. Who else? Those who block me die. As he said that, he stepped on the corpse and walked forward. His feet were stained with the blood of the saints. Every time he stepped on the corpse, blood would splatter. For a moment, the surrounding people did not dare to move. Even if these people were in the second echelon, second only to Thunder God City and other forces, they were still stunned by Lin Wudi at this moment. Damn it! A bunch of trash. The people of Thunder God City gritted their teeth. They did not expect these people to be so weak. How could he be frightened so easily? It seemed that those below the holy city were ants. They had to do it themselves. The people of Thousand Demon City were the same. They had to take action. Otherwise, the other party would have already come up. Let me do it. At this moment, a figure walked out. It was a man with a slender figure. Flames surrounded his feet. He took a step forward and the sky was filled with flames. There were countless rattan armor on his body, forming a battle armor. The flames were raging and the law was dense. This person's aura was very strong. It was even stronger than the bearded man from before. This was a true early-stage Fifth Heaven sage. Teng Fei was actually him. The crowd exclaimed. This was a peerless genius of the Fifth Heaven. His strength was unparalleled. You want to stop me? Lin Xian held the unparalleled sword and asked coldly. Teng Fei said that you are not qualified to stand with us. Lin Xian did not say anything and decisively took action. He had already said that those who blocked the road would be killed without mercy. Since the other party dared to come out, then he should be prepared to be killed. In the sky, endless flames bloomed and tore the 9 heavens. It was accompanied by a terrifying murderous aura. This scene made everyone's scalp tingle again. They realized that the power of this sword was stronger than before. In other words, the previous Lin Wudi did not use his full strength. Damn it, where exactly was his limit? Some of the older generation figures were in despair, because this young man was too strong. He was so strong that they could only look up to him. Moreover, looking at the other party, he was very young. How could he have such strength? Humph. Am not comparable to that trash just now. Teng Fei shouted coldly. On his body, vines appeared one after another. They were like divine whips, dancing in the sky. The laws on it were unparalleled. Teng Fei's body was a vine. It was a variant of heaven and earth. It contained the great Tao of fire. At this moment, it was really strong to the extreme. Chapter 37:43. The fiery vines that filled the sky emitted terrifying laws and swept forward. They wanted to tear Lin Xian apart. Everything in their path was shattered. The surrounding experts also retreated frantically, not daring to touch them at all. Slash. Lin Xian yelled as he swung his sword again. This time, the sword seemed to have turned into a giant dragon, dancing in the air. The sword chi collided with the fiery vines, making a sonorous sound. The laws of heaven and earth danced, and the sword chi swept across. However, what was terrifying was that all the fiery vines were cut off by the sword. How was that possible? Teng Fei was shocked. His vines were so powerful that people of the same level as him couldn't hurt him. He was confident that he could even withstand a few attacks from a sacred weapon. However, under the sword chi of his opponent, they were all cut off. The pain was heart-wrenching. However, he was more frightened. Retreat quickly. He couldn't resist this person. At this moment, he knew that he had been careless. His opponent's strength was beyond his expectation. His figure flickered, wanting to leave. However, how could Lin Xian let him go? He had already made up his mind to kill him. As soon as the dragon shadow appeared, it directly enveloped his opponent. Teng Fei screamed in horror. Damn it, how dare you! The people of the demon city also shouted angrily, ready to help. The others' faces changed. Even Teng Fei was no match for him. It was even possible that he would be killed. With a loud bang, the sky fell and the earth cracked. A minor saint had made his move. The blow hit the dragon-shaped sword chi, making a sonorous sound. The dragon-shaped sword chi was repelled, but the divine dragon swung its tail and directly cut Teng Fei in half. The two halves of his body fell in the void, letting out a miserable scream. Lin Xian withdrew his long sword and sneered. He couldn't withstand a single blow. Everyone around was stunned. The scene was terrifyingly quiet for a moment. Tung Fei was such a terrifying expert, but he couldn't even withstand a single blow from his opponent. If they hadn't seen it with their own eyes, they wouldn't have believed it at all. Tung Fei's face was extremely ugly. He was almost killed just now. Even so, he was still cut in half by his opponent, and was seriously injured. Damn it, he really deserved to die. Lin Wuti, don't go too far. A minor saint from Demon City walked out and shouted coldly. He emitted a powerful aura, trying to suppress Lin Xian. Lin Xian's sword chi rumbled as he did not fear his opponent's aura at all. Am I going overboard? I've already said that I'll kill anyone who tries to stop me. You're the ones who didn't listen, yet you're blaming me? Lin Xian was fearless even in the face of a little saint. The atmosphere became very stiff for a while. If this continued, no one would be able to stop Lin Wuti. Unless, of course, someone even more powerful made a move. It was just that those powerful people were the top geniuses and represented the face of the holy city, so they couldn't act rashly. Either that, or he was an elder. If they attacked a young man, they would be laughed at by others. Young Master Lin is so strong that he is qualified to stand shoulder to shoulder with us. At this moment, the silver young master spoke calmly. As soon as he said that, everyone was shocked. Is the silver young master going to support Lin Xian? I also think that this young master has the strength to come up. The mysterious lady in the emerald green dress also spoke. Her voice was like an aureole, very pleasant to the ears. Another force acknowledged Lin Xian's strength. It was really shocking. The other 6 forces did not say anything. Among them, the demon child's eyes were filled with cold arrogance. As for the people of the Golden Crow clan, their eyes were filled with radiance. That human was indeed very strong, which surprised them. The ones who gnashed their teeth the most were the Thunder God City and the Demon City. They also wanted to join forces to suppress Lin Xian, but it seemed like they couldn't do it now. Should they let Lei Chong fight? But even Lei Chong did not have the confidence to win. After all, Lei Chong had already lost once. On the other side, the 100 Eyes Demon Saint also looked solemn. To be honest, he wouldn't join the fight easily. For a moment, everyone was silent. Lin Xian laughed and walked up to stand shoulder to shoulder with them. Although the 2 great sage cities were mad with anger, there was nothing they could do. In the end, Lin Xian became the 7th force to reach the summit. 1 man and 1 sword, he intimidated the world. Everyone was shocked. They seemed to be witnessing the rise of a young great emperor. The demon child frowned slightly. He felt that his glory had been snatched away by Lin Xian. This made him feel very unhappy. His face sank. The demon palace's elder walked out from the side and said in a clear voice, "All right, everyone be quiet. Now the demon banquet begins." Sure enough, when these words were spoken, everyone's gaze shifted from Lin Xian to the demon palace. The demon child's lips curled up into a cold smile. He was the most dazzling existence in the world. No one could take away his glory. Seeing that everyone's gaze had returned, the demon palace's elder retreated behind the demon child. The demon child walked out. His gaze looked around, as if he was the ruler of the world. He spoke in a clear voice. "My demon palace obtained some good treasures in the void ocean. Now I invite everyone to appraise them together. Men, bring them out." The elder at the back coldly shouted. Immediately, the array flickered. One after another, black shadows appeared. There were about a dozen of these black shadows. They were of different sizes. The small ones were the size of fists. The big ones were the size of coffins. It was unknown what was sealed within them. The aura on the coffins was extraordinary. The Golden Crow race's experts said coldly. Their eyes shone with a terrifying light. "I can feel a trace of ancient aura." The Thunder God City's experts were also surprised. There were Dao runes engraved on the coffins. They had been there for countless years without being erased. It was clear that the treasures sealed inside were extraordinary. The people of the Myriad Demon City were also shocked. They knew that exceptional divine crystals could seal treasures. They didn't expect that the stone coffins could also seal treasures. The silver young master also spoke. The eyes of the mysterious woman in emerald green clothes flickered. This wasn't an ordinary stone. It should be a top-grade stone with the same value as the exceptional divine crystals. Otherwise, it would be impossible to seal so many treasures. After hearing this, everyone cried out in alarm. Heavens! It seemed that the treasures sealed in these stone coffins were indeed heavenly treasures. There was actually such an origin. They should have been dug out from the void ocean. The universe was truly too mysterious. The surrounding experts and geniuses were also discussing spiritedly. Lin Xian's eyes flickered. He recalled the scene of stone gambling in the true spirit world. At that time, there were many stones that contained treasures. Some of them had nothing, while others contained exceptional immortal treasures. Now, it seemed that the situation was similar. It was just that those stones had been made into boxes. However, the essence was the same. This was stone gambling. Interesting. Black Mountain was also delighted. It had been a long time since he had played with something like this. Chapter 3744. Stone gambling was not only popular in the true spirit world, but also in the entire heaven-punishing world. That was because these stones all contained treasures from the ancient era, or even the ancient era. If one could cut out one of them, one would be rich. There were also some young disciples who were following along. They were confused. If there was a treasure inside, why didn't the Fiend Palace open it themselves? Why did they have to take it out? Are you an idiot? If there was really a treasure inside, then it would be a profit. But if there was nothing inside, then wouldn't it be a huge loss? Their Fiend Palace was not stupid. They would definitely take it out for auction. At that time, they would sell it for a sky-high price. Even if there was a treasure inside, they wouldn't suffer a loss. Indeed, the Fiend Palace's people also said that these were all rare treasures. Our Fiend Palace did not dare to casually open them. We hope that we can share them with everyone. Once those words were said, everyone knew that the auction was about to begin. An elder of the Fiend Palace walked out and said, "Everyone, we will now begin the auction. Our Fiend Palace will not leave a single one of these 10-odd items behind. There are a total of 13 items. I hope that everyone can bid on them in time, because if you miss them, then they will be gone. It took us a lot of effort to get this thing. Alright, let's not waste words. Let's begin." The first item to be auctioned was the size of a stool. It was square-shaped and very neat. All kinds of Tao patterns were carved on it, forming one strange pattern after another. The starting price was 1 million kilograms of divine crystals. Each increment could not be less than 100,000 kilograms. Of course, apart from divine crystals, there were also medicinal pills of equal value, all kinds of natural treasures, cultivation techniques, and saint artifacts. Once those words were said, the crowd went into an uproar. Some young disciples cried out in alarm. 1 million kilograms was the starting price. Heavens, these broken stones were so expensive. They were all stupefied. To be honest, in their opinion, these stones were only worth 100,000 kilograms. How could they have imagined that they would be so valuable? Lin Xian was also surprised. This auction was much more extravagant than when he was in the true spirit world. The auction started, but the price was not too high. Even the peak powers like Thunder God City only made a few bids before calmly observing the situation. They also wanted to see if there were any real treasures inside. Otherwise, it would be too risky to rashly bid. After several bids, it was won by a second-tier clan. The final price was 250,000 kilograms of divine crystals. It was simply an astronomical figure. A member of the Mu clan walked out and handed over the divine crystals. The people of the Fiend Palace laughed. Would the Mu clan be open now? The head of the Mu family gritted his teeth and said, "Fine." This was a huge gamble. The others were also interested. Should they start now? He was really too excited. I want to see what I can buy with these 250,000 kilograms of divine crystals. That's right, this was a sky-high price. The head of the Mu clan personally removed the Tao patterns on it and broke the seal. Gradually, the seal on the stone box was broken. It slowly opened, and a beam of light flew out from within. Illuminate the 9 heavens. It pierced through the clouds in the sky. Something is coming. Something is coming. Everyone was shocked. Even the experts took a deep breath. After the first ray of light, there was a second and third ray of light. Light filled the sky and dyed the sky golden. The clan leader of the Mu clan was shocked. He only hoped that he could go. In the next moment, he cried out in surprise and then laughed out loud. Ha 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 ha, that's great. What is that? Everyone was shocked. Even the eyes of the experts of the sacred city burst out with a piercing cold light. However, they couldn't see through it at all. This was the mystery of stone gambling. Even if they were sages, they still couldn't see through what was inside. They could only wait for the head of the Mu clan to take it out himself. The head of the Mu clan tried hard to calm his mood. His hand was trembling a little. From inside, he took out a golden wheel. That golden wheel was only the size of a fan. When placed on it, Tao patterns were all over it. It was unusually exquisite. At the same time, it also emitted an extremely strong aura. A sacred artifact. An expert of the older generation screamed, and his eyes turned red. After the others heard it, there was an uproar. What, it was actually a sacred artifact? They were also stunned. They didn't expect that the weapon inside was actually a sacred artifact. An elder of Thunder God City sucked in a breath of cold air. In his eyes, there was a terrifying flash of lightning. This was no ordinary sacred artifact. It was a mid-grade sacred artifact. A middle-grade sacred artifact? Isn't it too terrifying? At this moment, everyone was boiling. Their eyes were all red. Some people roared crazily. Damn it, why? Why didn't I make a move? 2 million was ridiculously high. But if it was a middle-grade sacred artifact, then it was really a big profit. The value of a middle-grade sacred artifact was at least 10 million gene of divine crystals. And it was still priceless. You couldn't buy it even if you wanted to. Lin Xian was also surprised. A middle-grade sacred artifact. He had once bought the materials of a sacred artifact. At that time, it was only 50,000 gene, which shocked him greatly. Later, he knew that although the materials were easy to buy, it was not easy to refine. That was because it took time to refine a saint artifact. For example, his Black Earth had used an endless amount of heavenly treasures. In addition, the starry skyfire, an extremely terrifying flame, had evolved. Therefore, refining a sacred artifact was not easy. The value of a sacred artifact was also very precious. Unless there were special circumstances, generally, no one would exchange a sacred artifact. It could be said that there was a price but no market. Lin Xian also had several sacred artifacts in his hands. Except for the Black Earth, which he had refined himself, the others were snatched from his enemies. But even so, he had killed so many saints and snatched so many storage rings and treasures. But the number of sacred artifacts in his hands did not exceed 5. One could imagine that sacred artifacts were still very precious. Not every saint had one. However, he still did not understand what a middle-grade sacred artifact was. Sacred artifacts were also divided into different grades. Generally, only a few saints had them. Firstly, the materials to refine a sacred artifact were very precious and required a long time to collect. Moreover, refining a sacred artifact was also very time-consuming. It also required a special flame. Therefore, in summary, refining a sacred artifact was very troublesome. Ordinary saints might not be able to cultivate it even if they wanted to. Therefore, they would not refine a sacred artifact. Instead, they would cultivate their own law weapons. That was to use their own laws to condense a weapon. They would cultivate it in their body. A law weapon did not consume materials. It only consumed time. The longer the time, the greater the power of a law weapon. Generally, if cultivated well, the power of a law weapon could be equivalent to a low-grade sacred artifact. It could be said to be very terrifying. Sacred artifacts were divided into 3 grades: high, medium, and low. The power of each grade of sacred artifact was different. Of course, it was also related to the user. And these sacred artifacts were collectively known as moon-rank divine artifacts. Moon-rank sacred artifact. Lin Xian was surprised. He had never heard of it. Chapter 3745. According to Heishan, if a saint wielded a saint weapon, he could destroy a moon-level planet with a full-force strike. It was called a moon-level saint weapon. Of course, this was only in theory. In the real world, there were many powerful families and sections. They could set up formations to prevent the attack of a saint weapon. Above moon level was sun level. A full-force strike could destroy a sun-level world, which was countless times bigger than a moon-level planet. Sun-level saint weapons were usually in the hands of saint kings and great sage. The great sage pagoda in your hand was at this level. Above that was sun-level saint weapons. A full-force strike would not be as simple as destroying one or two worlds. The whole starfield would be destroyed. This kind of saint weapon was even more powerful than the great sage weapon. It was usually a legendary saint weapon. It would be passed down in the hands of countless saints. It was second only to an extreme Dao weapon. If an extreme Dao weapon was fully recovered, the whole second astral realm would be destroyed with a single strike. Lin Xian was shocked after hearing this. He did not expect there to be so many grades of saint weapons. It seemed like they were very powerful even among moon-level saint weapons. Ordinary saints would be jealous when they saw them. The Mu family had opened such a saint weapon for 250,000 kilograms of divine crystals. It was definitely a shocking move. Sure enough, everyone's eyes turned red. The second box was sold at a sky-high price of 60,000 kilograms. Inside the second stone box was a pill. There was only one pill, but the aura emitted from it was too shocking. Some minor saints' eyes turned red. This pill had an inestimable value to them. The third box was as big as a wash basin. It was sold at a price of 70,000 kilograms of divine crystals. An elder of Thunder God City had won the bid. After the elder bid, he smiled and opened the box impatiently. But after opening it, he was dumbfounded. Damn it, how was this possible? The minor saint was so angry that thunder pierced through the sky. What happened? What was happening? The people of Thunder God City changed their expressions. The others were also puzzled. What could have enraged a little saint so much? There was nothing inside. A few people walked up and cried out in alarm. How could there be nothing? That was 70,000 caddies of divine crystals, and it was actually wasted. No wonder this little saint was so mad. Damn it. The people from Thunder God City also had ugly expressions on their faces. Lin Xian smiled. It seemed that the luck of some holy cities was really bad. It was probably because he had done too many bad things and wanted to accumulate more good karma in the future. Damn brat, you're pissing me off. The people of Thunder God City were so angry that they wanted to vomit blood. The other party was actually making such sarcastic remarks. Everyone, please calm down. The devil's son walked out and said loudly. No one knew what was in this thing before it was opened. It could be a peerless divine artifact, or it could be an ordinary item, or it could be nothing at all. Since you want to gamble, you have to bear the consequences. I think everyone should be able to abide by this. Humph. The people of the Thunder God City coldly snorted and retreated. Their expressions were extremely unfriendly. From the looks of it, the atmosphere wasn't too good, so the people from Evil Demon City said that everyone should rest for a while and wait for everyone to drink some tea and eat some snacks before continuing. Soon, exquisite spiritual tea and spiritual wine were served. These people rested for a while. Everyone was discussing spiritedly. This time, it was really an eye-opener. They actually opened a saint artifact. Yes, I wonder if it's possible to open an immortal divine herb. It's too difficult. That thing is too terrifying. However, it's also very good to open a saint herb. Then, would it be possible to open a divine beast? Those people were very excited and had all kinds of guesses. At this moment, 5 boxes had already been opened. There were still 8 boxes that had not been opened. The next competition should be even more intense. Lin Xian's eyes flickered. He felt that this was a chance, and there might be something good inside. Therefore, he also planned to try and get the next box. What if there was something good in it? At this time, Hall Master Kuan walked over and sat beside Lin Xian. He began to transmit his voice. Young Master Lin, after our investigation, we've received some news. Tell me quickly. Lin Xian was surprised. Next, Hall Master Kuan began to tell him the news. Lin Xian was shocked after hearing it. Is it true? Hall Master Kuan nodded. This is a spy we planted in the demon palace. The news sent back is absolutely reliable. Hall Master Kuan sat for a while, and then left. Lin Xian's face was gloomy. That was because the spy told him that the people who had been kidnapped from the Bewilderment Fog ship had been controlled by the demon palace, and had gone to the Void Sea to search for treasures. These stone boxes were found by them. However, most of these stone boxes were in the depths of the Void Sea. Some were even in the fog of death. Therefore, it was very difficult to find them. It was said that those people had all died. Not a single one of them had returned alive. This was not good news. Could it be that Ruffian Dragon and the Northern Devil had been forced to dig for treasures and died? He did not believe it. For a moment, Lin Xian lost interest in stone gambling. He was thinking about what had happened. Perhaps those two people had been forced to enter the Void Sea, but they had escaped midway. Soon the auction continued. Everyone fought over it. Some people opened treasures, while others opened nothing. In the end, the 6 major powers fought until their eyes were red. The other families and sects had no chance to interfere. They could only watch from the side. However, although they could not obtain the treasures, it was worth it to be able to witness such a spectacle. After the 9th box was opened, there were 4 left. At this moment, the elder of the Fiend Palace pointed at a box that was relatively large and looked like a coffin. Next, we will auction this box. This box looks very large. There might be a lot of treasures inside. It might also be a relatively large object. In fact, we think that it might be the corpse of an ancient expert that was sealed in it. When he said that, the crowd was in an uproar. This was too unbelievable. Everyone had seen the first 9 boxes open. There were all kinds of treasures in all kinds of shapes and sizes. Of course, it was also possible that there was nothing inside. Out of the 9 boxes, 3 of them were empty, which made people sigh. Lin Xian glanced at it without the slightest interest. However, in the next moment, he was stunned. Wait a minute. He stared at the box, and his eyes shone with a golden light. Kid, what did you find? He Shan asked secretly. When the others saw this scene, they were also surprised. Then the people of the Myriad Demon City sneered. Reckless kid. Do you still want to use your eye technique to look? Are you joking? You can't see through this thing. That's right. Even our senior brother can't see through it, let alone you. Those people sneered. The others also shook their heads. The people of the Thunder God City sneered. So what if you got one of the top spots? With your wealth, you can't even afford a single treasure box. Lin Xian ignored these people's provocation. He quickly transmitted his voice to He Shan. I can sense Ruffian Long's aura on this treasure box. Oh. He Shan was stunned. He also used his soul to check it. In the next moment he was also surprised. Chapter 3746. It does have the aura of that dragon. But it's very faint. If it weren't for your powerful eye technique, you wouldn't be able to see it. It seems that this stone box has something to do with that dragon. Perhaps he was the one who dug it out. Since it has something to do with the dragon, I have to get it no matter what. Lin Xian's eyes shone with a cold light. This might be a clue to finding the dark red divine dragon. The others also stared at the stone box. Among them, the people from the demon city frowned. Have you noticed that the aura on this stone box is very unusual? It even makes me feel a little scared. The person who spoke was a little saint. Shui Yu and the others were shocked when they heard that. Even the 100-eyed demon saint was stunned. The hundreds of eyes on his body shone at the same time, trying to see what was going on. There is indeed a mysterious aura, which seems to be the aura of the demon race. It seems that what is buried in this box must be related to the demon race. Therefore, we have to get this treasure box. The eyes of the 7 experts of the Golden Crow race shone brightly. I can feel the powerful bloodline aura. We have to get this treasure box. The people of the Thunder God City, the Silver Palace, and the mysterious woman in emerald green were all surprised. Soon, the auction for the 10th treasure box began. 5 million caddies of divine crystals. The people of the Demon City were the first to bid. Obviously, they were determined to get it. 55 million caddies. The people of the Thunder God City bid. 6 million caddies. An expert of the Golden Crow race said. He was also very confident. 8 million caddies. Another voice sounded, causing the crowd to exclaim. Who is this? How can he increase the price by 2 million caddies? Some of the powerful families rolled their eyes. Isn't this too unruly? Even the experts of the Demon City and the Golden Crow race turned their heads to look at the source of the voice. The next moment they were stunned. It's him. They found that the person who bid was Lin Xian. The people of the Thunder God City were also stunned. Before this, they had mocked Lin Xian, saying that he couldn't afford any of the treasure boxes. But now, they were slapped in the face in the blink of an eye. Lin Xian directly offered 8 million caddies of divine crystals, which was enough to buy any treasure box before. Damn it, how is this possible? How could this kid have so many divine crystals? The people of Thunder God City gnashed their teeth in disbelief. Lin Xian did not care at all. He must obtain this treasure box. 5 million caddies. Said someone from the Demon City. 9 million. An expert of the Golden Crow technique made a bid. Lin Xian bid 10 million caddies. Everyone sucked in a breath of cold air. Was it already 10 million Jean? This had already exceeded the price of any treasure box. At the same time, they were puzzled as to why Lin Xian hadn't bid earlier. However, he was determined to obtain this treasure box. Could it be that there was a reason that no one knew about? The people from the Demon City looked gloomy. Damn it, what was wrong with this kid? Why must he snatch this thing? Could it be that he had discovered something? Their faces darkened. The experts from the Golden Crow tribe also stared at Lin Xian with unfriendly expressions. No matter what the other party discovered, this treasure box was definitely theirs. 10 million caddies of divine crystals. Is there anyone else who wants to bid? Said the elder of the Demon City with a smile. They were really overjoyed. This price was also beyond their expectations. What should we do, elder? Do we still want to bid? Asked Shuiyu. The 100-eyed demon sage also looked gloomy. He really wanted to slap him to death. An elder said, this kid seems to have been provoked and will probably fight with us endlessly. So we give up. The 100-eyed demon sage. And the others looked gloomy. The people of the Demon City snorted in a low voice. This thing is very useful to the demon clan. We must get it. Let this kid bid. When the time comes, we will kill him and the treasure box will be ours. The people of the Golden Crow tribe also looked gloomy. They decided to bid once more. If the other party still bid, then they would give up. 12 million caddies. This time they directly bid an astonishing price, causing an uproar. The people of the Golden Crow tribe bid again. It seemed that they were determined to get this thing. They really didn't know what was inside. The people of the Demon City and the Golden Crow tribe both wanted it. And Lin Wudi, he just had to make a move at this time. Lin Wudi wouldn't dare to bid anymore. After all, this price was too frightening. How could he get it alone? 13 million caddies. However, Lin Xian bid again. How could this be? This kid dares to bid again. These people are crazy. The people of the Golden Crow tribe also looked gloomy. The other party had bid again. Then, according to their previous agreement, they wouldn't bid anymore. However, someone dared to compete with them. How audacious! They stared at Lin Xian with unfriendly looks. Some of them even had killing intent in their eyes. When the people of the Demon City saw this scene, they were also angry. How could this be? How could this kid take out 13 million caddies of divine crystals? That's a sky-high price. Shuiyu stood out and shouted. Impossible, he definitely doesn't have that much. He's making trouble. Yes, that's right. I think so too. The 100-eyes demon sage looked down from above. His hundreds of eyes bloomed with terrifying light. Son, if you can't take it out, you should know the consequences. The people of the Golden Crow tribe didn't say anything. However, the killing intent on their bodies became even more piercingly cold. Obviously, if Lin Xian was deliberately making trouble, they would definitely not let him off. The evil demon son also stood out. Don't worry, no one dares to make trouble here. If anyone dares to make trouble, no matter who you are, our demon palace has a way to make you disappear. Everyone was extremely nervous. It couldn't be right. Was Lin Wuti causing trouble? He's definitely making trouble. He doesn't like the demon city, so he wants to anger them. But he didn't expect that this time he's playing too big. Let's see how this kid dies. If he can't take it out, the evil demon son won't let him off. I can't take it out? Lin Xian smiled. He must get this thing. How could he not take it out? He looked around. No one is bidding? Well, then this thing is mine. Young master, you have to pay 13 million caddies of divine crystals before this thing is yours. An old man on the demon palace's side stood out and said with a smile. Don't worry, I naturally know the rules. Lin Xian took out something from his storage ring. When this thing came out, everyone was stunned. And Lin Xian's voice came out. Heavenly Luo umbrella, a sacred weapon. I think its value should be 13 million caddies of divine crystals. What? He actually wants to trade a sacred weapon? God, is there something wrong with this kid? Why do I feel that his brain is flooded with water? That's a sacred weapon. Although it's worth 13 million, it's priceless. No one will sell a sacred weapon. Indeed, not to mention 13 million. Even if you take 20 million caddies of divine crystals, no one will sell it. The people of the Demon City and the Thunder God City were stunned. They didn't expect that this kid really dared to do so. Oh my God, I forgot to update it at noon. What a sin. Chapter 3747. The people of the Golden Crow clan also recognized the item. Even the people of the Devil Palace were stunned. Young master, are you really going to use a saint item to exchange for it? The old man of the Devil Palace stuttered. Lin Xian said. That's right. Why? Is it not worth the price? The old man of the Devil Palace spat out saliva. Of course it's worth it. His eyes were shining. Alright, this heavenly Luo umbrella is yours. You can do whatever you want with it. I don't care. I want this item. He's really generous today. As expected of Lin Wuti, he's too generous. Many people screamed. There were also some people who shook their heads. This kid was too much of a spendthrift. Was he going to waste a saint weapon just like that? All kinds of discussions could be heard. Among the crowd, the people of Spirit Sealing Star were also dumbfounded when they saw this scene. Di Ling's face was gloomy. Damn it, he really deserves to die. Compared to the other party, he was like a country bumpkin. The people of the Rain clan at the side were even more unsightly. Damn it, this heavenly Luo umbrella is their Rain clan's. Why is it in the hands of the other party? Damn it, as expected, there's a problem with their minor saint. Even their saint item was snatched away by the other party. Damn it, this is my Rain clan's saint item. At this moment, a minor saint of the Rain clan couldn't bear it anymore and rushed out. The aura on his body was extremely terrifying. And it firmly locked onto Lin Xian. Audacious. The people of the Devil Palace roared. Someone is causing trouble here. The others were also in an uproar. What's going on? Are they going to start a fight? The people of the Rain clan said that they didn't come here to cause trouble. This heavenly Luo umbrella is their Rain clan's item. Why is this kid taking it out to exchange? What? This is Rain clan's item. Everyone was shocked. They looked at Lin Xian with a strange expression. The people of Myriad Demon City revealed a sinister smile again. What should they do now? The people of the Devil Palace also frowned and looked at Lin Xian. Lin Xian sneered. Your item? You have the face to say that? If you call him, will he answer? Of course he will answer. It has the soul imprint of a minor saint on it. It's impossible to grind it out. After saying that, the Rain clan's elder quickly made a hand seal and returned. He called out to the heavenly Luo umbrella. But the heavenly Luo umbrella just lay there motionless. How is this possible? The elder was stunned. Lin Xian sneered and waved his hand. The heavenly Luo umbrella appeared beside Lin Xian in the blink of an eye and shrouded him in its radiance. Use Luo Soul. It clearly has my soul imprint on it. So when did it become something that belongs to your Rain clan? What a joke. He thought that he could just make up a lie. Who would have thought that he would be slapping himself in the face? Cold laughter sounded one after another. The expressions on the faces of the Rain Clan's people became extremely ugly. 2. The evil demon's son said coldly. That was a huge loss of face. No. Wuxia and the Rain Clan's people screamed. They couldn't afford to lose face like this. The minor saint of the Rain Clan was also trembling with anger. Damn it, I'll fight you to the death. He suddenly erupted with a terrifying law and rushed toward Lin Xian. Lin Xian snorted and pulled back. You dare to make a move here? You don't want to live anymore. The Demon Palace's experts stood out one after another. But at this time, due to the fluctuation of the law, the stone box that Lin Xian placed on it was overturned. With a loud boom, everyone jumped in fright. Everyone stopped. The Demon Palace's people roared. Whoever dared to make a move would be killed without mercy. If the stone box was destroyed, they wouldn't be able to continue with the auction. The others were also nervous. A stone box was opened. What was inside? It was Lin Wudi who had just placed it. It seemed that only the lid was overturned. It shouldn't be damaged. Everyone was discussing spiritedly. They turned their heads to look. Lin Xian also looked. In the next moment he was stunned. The others also cried out in alarm. Heavens, what was that? That was a dragon. Moreover, it looked like a 5-clawed divine dragon. It was a divine beast. The corpse of an ancient expert was really sealed inside. And it was even a dragon expert. Everyone went crazy. The people of Thunder God City were shocked. The eyes of the people of Myriad Demon City were red. They had already felt that the aura inside was unusual. They didn't expect it to be a dragon. Damn it. They didn't get it. The Golden Crow Clan's people also had sharp eyes. Was it the corpse of a dragon? Moreover, it was the corpse of an ancient expert. They must get it. Lin Xian was even more shocked. Others were screaming, but he was shocked because he saw a dark red divine dragon lying inside. Ruffian dragon? What was going on? Ruffian dragon had no aura? Could it be that he was already dead? Lin Xian's eyes instantly turned red. Damn it, who was it? Who killed Ruffian dragon? Why was Ruffian dragon here? No, I have to bring Ruffian dragon's corpse over. Lin Xian gritted his teeth. He still had the Eye of Time, so he could revive Ruffian dragon. Lin Xian strode forward. He wanted to take Ruffian dragon away. However, at this moment, a Golden Crow Clan's expert stepped forward. This is the corpse of a dragon. You're a human, so it's useless to you. If you give it to me, I can give you 15 million kilograms. Our Myriad Demon City can also give you a sacred artifact. If you give this dragon's corpse to us, we'll give it to you. The Myriad Demon City's expert also stepped forward. It seemed that he was also very confident in obtaining the corpse. I don't plan to give it to you. Move aside. Lin Xian's voice was ice cold. Although the dark red divine dragon didn't have any aura, he was not afraid. He had the Eye of Time, so he could revive it. Therefore, he had to obtain the dragon's corpse. Brat, don't fail to appreciate my kindness. The Myriad Demon City's people were angry. Lin Xian sneered. Me, fail to appreciate your kindness? The Myriad Demon City has been targeting me, and you even wanted to kill me. Now you want me to give it to you? Do you think that's possible? Damn it. The Myriad Demon City's people had gloomy expressions. Indeed, there was enmity and conflict between them, and they had even fought several times. They even wanted to assassinate Ruffian Dragon. Now Ruffian Dragon would definitely not give it to them. However, they couldn't force him. After all, there were too many experts from the various families here. Once they made a move, a chaotic battle would definitely break out. At that time, the Fiend Palace would also make a move against them. Moreover, the Golden Crow Clan was eyeing them covetously. They snorted coldly and retreated. They couldn't make a move openly, but they could make a move secretly. Next, they would assassinate Ruffian Dragon. You're tuning in to the Limei's Wuxia Whispers YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.